Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Fireside Casts. Tonight, a very special match for you all. It's going to be Main lower bracket finals. So I am joined, of course, by a lovely co-host, Throne. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing swell. I'm very excited for this matchup. I was fortunate enough to catch the last time these two teams played, and it definitely did not disappoint. So I hope we're in for another nail biter.
Yep, so we are covering GG Go Next versus Refugees here in lower bracket finals. And yeah, they did. This is a matchup we've already seen that you actually casted last time around. Why don't you tell us, what you saw there, what you might expect to be maybe different here?
Well, lucky for entertainment purposes, I think the main thing I noticed was just how even both the teams were. It was so back and forth, and I feel like they could play 10 series and they would split it 5-5. So unfortunately for one team, though, loser of this will be eliminated. But yeah, pretty much the one thing I know for certain is that this should be close.
Very nice. And as far as like I remember seeing Product was one of the maps that series, which is not a map this series. How do the maps compare? Because we are on Bagel, Metalworks, and I would love my producer in my ear, Snakewater. Yes, perfect. So we had Product last time around, and which other maps?
It was Product, Bagel, and Metal, I think, last time.
Okay,
so we'll have two of the same
repeats,
maps.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know, we've seen these teams before. We've seen this matchup before, but we can real quick run down the rosters anyway. So I'll take Refugees here. We have Nomad, otherwise known as Sage J, and Lycosur on Scouts. We have S and Kotz Soldiers, Earl Demo, and then Mob is their medic.
And for GG Go Next, we have the Scout duo of Rain and Maxi. And Roamer will be Pup, Pocket will be Idare, Carson back on Demo, and Foxy is medic.
And GG Go Next is like kind of a, it's like somewhat of a Highlander team, right? I know a lot of these players are Highlander players. Okay, so obviously like common convention will tell you that Highlander teams in sixes are more favored on like a Koth kind of setting. Not only because that's, the actual game mode that has crossover between the two formats, but I don't know, like Highlander players tend to have a perception of being more DM focused versus, I don't know, sixes players obviously like strategizing are going to be more comfortable in like a 6v6 environment versus like Highlander strategy is 9v9 centered. So yeah, Koth like definitely going to be favored in that respect. So we'll have to see what Bagel as the first map brings us, but it's going to be 5 CP for the latter two maps. So GG Go Next are definitely going to have to earn their win here. And if I recall correctly, they were the favorites of the last series, right? They ended up winning.
Yes, GG Go Next won, and exactly like you said, it definitely looked like King of the Hill favored GG Go Next, whether that be because of Highlander experience or not, but it was noticeable. And this last time, maybe that was the difference maker because there were two Koth maps instead of one, and those were the two that GG Go Next won. So maybe this time there'd be two CP, so could go the other way. But yeah, that definitely showed the coordination and just a bunch of scrappy dry fights just seemed to go in the way of GG Go Next on King of the Hill. So yeah, that might be the same case tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, just like team fight coordination and then like focus fire and things of that nature historically have favored like the Highlander teams playing sixes. We do have all 12 in the server, so we'll just be waiting for whenever they opt to ready up here. Yeah, starting off on Bagel, definitely a very aggressive map. I'd say at this point, at least among like the high div players like Invite, probably the favorite Koth as well. Just very can be just a meat grinder, just nonstop action. But between both houses and the point, there's plenty of avenues for aggression and avenues for coordinated plays, playmaking. So Bagel is definitely an exciting Koth to see.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's probably my favorite Koth map, and the reason is there's not much like cheesy stuff you can do on Bagel. It's
Mm-hmm.
just there's barely any off classing. It's just 6v6, really DM heavy, and 90% of the time the better team wins, which I'm a fan of. So, and I think that could show here, but yeah, I'm very excited to see because they both teams here have really strong flanks, and we're going to see that a lot because
Mm-hmm.
Bagel's all about house control, whether it be
Yep.
left or right. So I'm looking forward to all those duels that are going to be happening there.
True. Very true. I'm kind of in the minority opinion where my favorite Koth is actually just clear cut, which
I like clear cut too. I like that.
I like it a lot. And I know at least like in invite or advanced, it's very unpopular, it feels like. Um I don't know. I like how it's more open and larger, so it feels more like mid-fight sized versus other Koths. That Bagel is still fun, don't get me wrong, but sometimes can feel like kind of claustrophobic, especially just as a demo, just constantly being like locked to the point. Um,
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of room to walk around in.
Yeah, so somehow this entire past season, my team made it through the whole season without having to play clear cut. So
Yeah,
it's honestly
same. Well,
fine with me, but I do miss it a little. Honestly, I just love Koth. I think Koth should be like the default game mode of TF2 just because it's more entertaining to watch and more entertaining to play. But
um, I
I
do
I
like
like that there's a
Koth.
mixture though. I like how there's
Yeah,
more than just one game mode.
I definitely disagree just because I love 5CP and I love
Oh yeah.
the strategizing of it, but I can totally understand like Koth is very fun. Hoping for maybe all you mappers out there make another good Koth map so that we can finally retire product for good. Because if I have to play
I
against
agree.
one
I
more
agree.
sniper and just hide behind rock the whole game as a demo, then I might just unplug my router.
Yeah. No, I've never playing against a good sniper on product is I think the worst thing possible that can happen to you in TF2. It is just miserable. It's so sniper friendly. I
Yeah.
agree with you there. So that, and thankfully we will not be seeing that tonight. A big reason, like I said, that I'm a fan of Bagel is the lack of off classing.
Yeah. Although that actually reminds me of was it season 7 advanced? It may have I think it was 7 of man, what was that team name? Um it was the Rero Donovan team at the time. I don't know if it was agency or what, but oh man, I am just blanking so hard. It was the spawn FX Death Cult was the team. Going down, I think 3 rounds on Bagel. And then out of what was admittedly like tilt, I think Rero came up, Pyro, maybe Engineer, another player went Pyro. Obvious, like they're just mad that their grand finals experience is just over here with like a 4-0 loss, and then suddenly just the 2 off classes throwing a complete wrench in the plans ended up bringing them back the map, and just like that they ended up not only winning the map but the series and the division that night. So that was very funny to watch, but the only time I've seen like successful off classing on Bagel.
Yeah, no, unfortunately I had to experience it firsthand this past season with I think we hit Rafame Sniper just went crazy on us, and that's something rare to see, but it still is possible, and it definitely does throw a wrench in your plans because of how uncommon it is. So maybe
True.
we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yep. Oh, and Fireside merch as well. I forgot to mention that. Definitely check that out. I think exclamation point merch in chat. So does ship to United States, Canada, and Europe. I have a couple pieces myself. I enjoy it. I wore my hat today to the gym. So yeah, check it out if you're interested.
I might need to get something. I kind of want a cozy little hoodie or something. I'm kind of low on hoodies right now. I think I only have one that I still wear, so
I have like
maybe
a
I'll get a
lot
little
of
hoodie.
sweatshirts, but I never feel like I have too many, you know?
You can't. You never can have too many.
Yeah. Especially since like the color selection is quite nice as well. I got
Yeah.
like it's like a maroon type of sweatshirt, which is not a color I own anything in.
Yeah, definitely check that out. So before we get started here, it's time for I think maybe some predictions. And
Oh,
last time
true.
I was 0 for 3, so I'm gonna let you go first and see some of your insight and see if I can fix my record.
Okay, insight's not the right word because when it's a Koth, I always predict 4-2 just because it always
Hmm.
feels like Koth maps are 4-2, which admittedly was more so the case when I started doing that. In like recent seasons, I haven't noticed that much, but I'll stick to it anyway out of principle. And I'm going to say 4-2 in favor of refugees, I think, because I don't know too much about the players on either team other than just like seeing their aliases around, maybe like some old pugs back in the day with like some refugees players. But they strike me as the team as more grinders. And I think that type of team benefits far more from replaying a map against the same team.
No, I totally agree. And this was the only map that wasn't 4-2 from the last series, actually. It was 4-3. So it was
Mm.
already closer for refugees. And I agree that if anyone's going to learn from it more, it would be refugees. But that being said, I'm going to go against logic here because that did not help me last time. I'm going to go 4-3, go next again because a big reason
The
for that
repeat.
is this is like obviously a very good demo map, and Earl's a
Mhm.
great demo, very capable, but Carson was just going God mode last
Yes.
time,
Yeah, I
so
remember seeing
I
that.
expect Carson to kind of keep that pace up, and maybe the difference maker here. So I'll go 4-3, go next.
So I think they're actually paused right now, it seems like. So I think they did ready up and just immediately pause, which we are in a pause right now. So yeah, I don't know when we'll get going here, but it should be any moment now. Just a few seconds, apparently. Yeah, in any case, excited to see this. I'm excited to see. So I know the maps and okay, things are resumed, so they should be readying up pretty soon here. We should be getting going. So I know Bagel obviously is the first map, and I know Metalworks and Snakewater are the other two maps. Is it in that order, or is it Snakewater Metal? Bagel, Metal, Snake, I'm being told. Okay. Nothing. I don't know. Just curious.
So it definitely looks like well, you can obviously tell from the last series kind of who picked what map in this, with
Mm-hmm.
GG Go Next winning Bagel, and I think it was another 4-2 in favor of refugees for Metalworks. So
Yeah,
going back to their roots and hoping they can pull it out another repeat on each map.
absolutely. And we are officially live here. Map 1 playoffs, main lower bracket finals. Why don't you take away this first mid?
All right, let's see here. Let's see which team kind of aggresses in the house first. Right now, just kind of exchanging spam. S going a little far in the flank right now. Still no commit from either team. S coming through is going to bomb onto the demo. Good damage on
Oh,
the Carson, and he's not going to get it, and they're going to drop 2. And now they're falling like dominoes. It looks like this mid will be in favor of Go Next.
yeah, just crazy damage from refugees, but none of it converted into any kills. So they just lose 3, and as a result, lose the point. That is where the pause happened. So we are going exchange actually out of a forward hold. Looks like I Dare actually might go down here. It does. So that's first pick. Down a player now for GG Go Next. Definitely an opportunity for refugees to aggress a little bit, pressure this point, and that's exactly what they're doing. Just trying to spam off these players. Rain trying to stop this point as long as possible. Carson actually with some nice damage will clean up Cots. So now Shoes on the other foot, down a player for refugees. They do deny the player but get the point. And now it's on to them to try and hold it.
That was a good Uber exchange. Looked like Idare just kind of stayed in for too long there. But luckily, the Go Next could trade out a soldier on point just from spam. And right now, it is just more of the same. Just a spam battle on point with no huge commits coming out. And Go Next is benefiting from this with the time just ticking. And no commits coming in so far. And as I said, that looks like Right House. Maxi and Pup are going to go pretty deep. And playing their lives, playing it safe. While more point pressure from refugees. And still no commits, no deaths so far. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Uber comes out. The exchange is immediate. Foxy actually on single-digit HP there. Although SageJ chasing in a little bit deep does end up dying. Mo very weak. Post Uber does just die to a Pup bomb. And it's kind of looking like a collapse here from GG Go Next. They're just re-healing. They have the heals. They have the point. They don't need any more kills here. But if the kills come to them, then they will take them. Like a Surge is peeking. They will back up, and with that, good foothold so far early on here with about a minute 30-second advantage on the clock for GG Go Next, not to mention a good 30% Uber ad on top of that. Although SageJ just immediately gets the point actually. And no Uber for blue to pop yet either. Carson going down as well. And now it's GG Go Next on the retreat. Despite having some ad to work with, they obviously don't have an Uber to pop. Like a Sir going down makes it even numbers. Ooh, scout in on Earl. Rain might get caught here. Yeah, it does on the point. So now down 2 actually for refugees. And the disad as well is coming into play now as Foxy gets. So they definitely have to respect this.
SageJ is just chatting on point. All while disad and still is taking a duel and kills Idare. But still really good aggression from both teams. They are not playing scared at all. Just a lot of kind of maybe overcommitting at times, but still big time advantage for GG Go Next. And Carson taking huge rockets, and it's going to force out the Uber from Foxy. And it looks like it's not going to get anything. Way better Uber for refugees, too.
They did lose the soldier, but they immediately trade out the pick. They should be getting the point here as well. They do deny the soldier, but I don't think it's going to end up mattering. Carson is getting SageJ on the point. Idare Bomb does get great damage onto Mob, who will be surviving. So it is still a little bit of disad for Mob here. Roughly even numbers, although that late spawn for SageJ means they are down a scout here on the GG Go Next aggression. They're not getting too much. S actually winning a 1v1 in the house.
Ooh.
Now SageJ, who just showed up from spawn, actually immediately has to go retreat for a pack.
Yeah, surprisingly, they're not getting more time on point with the soldier death. And as I say that, they're aggressing as they should. And still Foxy very low. And
oh my god, the COTS bomb.
Flank. Gets a scout and the medic, and he's still going in for the market gardener. And now it looks like refugees will kind of just try to bunker up and keep their medic alive.
Yep.
Here comes the sack, and Mob getting down to 15 health. They get the force. Well played by Maxi with the salvage.
So with refugees holding the point this whole time, Maxi actually could have just straight up capped it there, which I don't think would have been the worst play either, as just, you know, bait them out to try and recap. But in any case, refugees have the point. Their med did have to use, but it's going to be pretty much even. And this is looking like a much more even round all of a sudden. Like I said, 1v1ing Pup will win.
They get 3
actually,
already.
3 kills, yeah.
S is in behind. Foxy very low, caught in. And they get the kill.
Oh, it's just a complete wipe here. The absolute aggression. They tried to get through lower. GG Go Next did, and they lost some players. And then, you know, like the flank, like sharks, just smelled the blood in the water and just absolutely shoved through house and completely wrapped them.
Yeah, very well timed flank there. And now it's all of a sudden this round definitely looks in the favor of refugees if they have this huge ad and forward hold. Electing to kind of ease off a bit, maybe bait them out so they can Uber into them.
Yeah, and they have this Uber.
On point.
Foxy looks kind of caught if they want to use it. Yeah, they do. They bomb in. Foxy at this point, oh, they are deep chasing into lobby. SageJ wants this med pick and does secure it. They lost both soldiers in the meantime, but actually killed both soldiers as well. With no heals on blue.
Oh my gosh, Carson?
Ooh.
almost clutching up
This
there.
is where Mobe and SageJ just need to meet up.
No
yeah,
way,
exactly for that reason, because SageJ was just so weak, unable to win a fight. And suddenly, it's really hard to call this round in favor of Refugees. It's still so close. 30 seconds left is a lot of time, and overtime, it's hard to understate how much of an advantage that is, because, you know, when they cannot leave the point, then you can just spam it to all hell.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think if Nomad just stops and gets an arrow there, it's completely different and the round is over. But shout out to Rain for hitting his shots.
Losing Lycasaur immediately.
Losing 2 on flank.
Idare's bombing in. Might get Earl here. Nice bow. Losing 3 for Refugees. They have cap time, but no, they are losing too many players, and it will be looking like a GG go next round 1.
That hurts. I mean, Refugees had that round in the palm of their hand. Just one scout in the house, not even full HP.
Yeah.
And he gets the medic and Nomad, so clutch play from Rain there.
Absolutely. And that's just a matter of like meeting up, getting those players healed, because, you know, their medic being dead and yours being alive does not matter if you can't adequately heal your own players. In any case, we are looking at a new mid here. Looks like S actually is the target of Carson's ire here. Up, trying to take this fight. They're going to be 2v1ing in this house. S actually secures a trade. So that will start the round off here. And then just like that, 4 players get completely erased from Refugees.
Wow, yeah, it looks like they had the flank fight maybe won with Lycasaur controlling the house after a soldier trade, but everyone else on Refugees just somehow getting spammed out and dying, so another good mid from GG Go Next.
Yup, and they did immediately go into this forward hold. Kot's actually getting through. Carson does die. Ooh. They might lose both soldiers for it, though. They are. So will the soldier get traded out? Pup does die. So, Earl dying in the meantime, though, means definitely favors GG Go Next. But, you know, 2 soldiers for demo soldier is definitely worth. In any case, obviously, you know, no spam class is definitely not forward holding. So it will be pretty easy approach here for Refugees, who, mind you, does not have Uber yet. Only 70%, whereas Foxy at 100 here. Doing a good job of just trying to get this cap pressure, trying to get this point. Foxy actually going quite low, will retreat for a pack. That might give the opportunity for Refugees to cap.
Yeah, Mobe is smartly playing in main that whole time, but now he's coming out a bit as Ubers are about to even. And it looks like a lot of point time for Refugees, and they will get the cap without any deaths. And S is coming in behind right now. And he's not going to commit just yet. He's going to stay behind as Ubers are exchanged.
Ooh, and S bombing in for a post would be quite nice. Actually committing onto the soldier holding house, gets that pick.
Nice kill.
And is still living behind, although Maxi might clean this up. S is still behind, very weak though. Does end up going down. Meanwhile, on the point, Refugees definitely have all the positioning here. Are just doing a good job of holding it. As I say that though, just ×4 on the point is able to pull the rug right out from under Refugees. Kot's getting in, gets Carson. Now down a demo for GG. Yeah, excellent damage from Earl as well.
Take that house presence, and the big thing about controlling a house is getting control of that window. You can just drop down onto the demo, and now a huge bomb from S gets the medic.
Oh my god.
And the collapse is in for Refugees as everyone on Go Next is trying to salvage with a kill on Mo, but he's going to surf that away.
Rain is in, and a nice play from Earl, who I think switched to lock and load this round. So with that, full ad now for Mobe. Refugees have the point. They have, you know, about 30-second deficit on the clock compared to GG Go Next, but that should be no big deal for them as they do have this full ad. So it's just a matter of how long you can hold this point, and at any point if Foxy's caught, like, honestly right now, then you just take the Uber, which they are.
And they do.
And yeah, Foxy tries to surf out, will die, and at this point, Refugees got everything they wanted here. Every other pick is a bonus.
Ooh. And he gets the salvage play.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they got to do when they take the Uber in and your med dies. Just wait for that opportunity to try and salvage everything by getting the med pick on the opponents there. So very well played from Pub. Good timing and good rockets.
For Refugees as well, like once you get that med pick as well, like everything else is not irrelevant, but not necessary. So you definitely have to just make sure that, you know, what happened there isn't what's happening. Looks like S getting shoved here, although Rain overstays their welcome is actually the first pick here. Oh, but the damage gets followed up on Pup. 2 kills, 1 rocket. And with that, down a player relative to GG Go Next. It's going to be tough for them to pressure this point. Looks like they're trying to spam, trying to do something, but might have to just wait this out for spawners.
Yeah, Pup's being a huge pest in the right house there, getting good damage on the Mob and the Scout and just jumping away. He got a 2K earlier right before that. I mean, he's drawing eyes and playing his life very well. Still, we have even Ubers and point in favor of GG Go Next. And looks like they're winning the spam battle for now. And Pup, again, very deep in that right house. And another duel going on that Maxi's going to win in the other house.
Yeah, the health
gets
on
traded
so
out.
many players is terrible right now.
Yeah, very back and forth fight here with Idare maybe committing onto Liker on the flank here. And
Ubers
still
do get exchanged.
no kills. In Uber exchange, still no kills.
More flashes for blue. So with the scout pick as well, this should be a favorable post for refugees. They might be able to get the point off at Carson. Just walking forward, so much damage. Does clean up Nomad here. Actually, Kot's dying as well with a trade. Oh, but Earl. Yeah, the Earl and Mob combo there is just
Earl
able to
goes
clean up
beast mode.
the blue combo. Carson, last one alive, is just on the retreat. Both medics died there, so it's going to be roughly even. So far, definitely still a little bit GG Go Next favored here, just by virtue of the fact they only have 15 seconds left versus Refugees 40 seconds. But 40 seconds is not a long time. Could definitely burn this down. Kot's going quite low early on. And they just immediately recap. They lose Pup in the process, yeah, so it should maybe just be a fast recap.
They're committing on the other soldier in house, and I think they're going to get that kill as well.
Yeah, Idare dies, now down 2. Carson might die as well, 5 HP. Very clutch bow there from Foxy. It will survive, but they're just going to have to back up here, take a refight. And as I was mentioning about 40 seconds going down quickly, we are already at 15 remaining now for refugees.
Oh, Kot's going to die. Oh, he gets the trade.
Oh.
Huge trade from Kotz to at least get one with his overextension. So at 5v5, even Uber with the round on the line about to come in here.
Absolutely. Ubers do get exchanged. Keep in mind, with that soldier trade, one of those soldiers will be here sooner, although Maxi, it is a trade. Decent damage here from Earl, actually. This could get cleaned up. Yeah, there goes Rain. Carson, very weak as well. This is looking like, yeah, just... I think Earl damage there was the nail in the coffin for everyone on GG Go Next. And again, like that's the overtime factor. Like they have to stand on point. You as a demo like know what to shoot at.
Yeah, dare I say that was a C9 a little bit by GG Go Next, still with plenty of players alive. But I guess no one was on the point. And just like that, the round is over despite, you know, that round or that fight still being up in the air.
Absolutely. So we are on mid number 3 now. So far, really just playing spam, no one committing to too much quite yet. That's actually playing the point at the moment. S and Pup are duking it out. It will be a trade. Very classic soldier trade there in-house. Although, with that distraction, GG Go Next are able to just snap the point, and it's looking like maybe a fast recap. Yeah, they are committing into this house, just trading players back and forth. Although when all the dust is settling here, it looks like Refugees got the short end of the stick, losing not only the point, but 2 players in the meantime, so they don't even want, like, deny these 2. Although, like Sir actually is just able to... I'm surprised no one on GG Go Next was just standing on the point with all that
Sir Chad Uber going straight in, forcing the exchange.
Yeah, so a few flashes from blue, so it should be a roughly even Uber.
Yeah, still not really favoring anyone in that exchange. And Carson is the first to die. Huge kill from Sage J, extending on point for the demo kill. And now Idare and the rest of Go Next.
Kot's got Foxy.
Just like that, Kotz finds the opening and comes through the house. It looked like GG Go Next had good presence on point, could have won that fight, but huge bomb from Kotz to get the medic, and that instantly turns the tides for refugees.
Yeah, and it should be very easy. Like, letting them cap is totally fine here, because you should just be able to recap pretty easily. It's all about just keeping your medic safe in a situation like that. And not only does Mob have a good 60 ad now, but also time advantage, about 30 seconds for refugees. It looks like so far Foxy's been caught to multiple of these Ubers, as there's a scout trade on the point. So we'll see. Actually, with the 2 picks there on both soldiers, I don't think refugees even are thinking about taking an aggressive Uber in. They're perfectly happy to just get aggressive spam in.
Yeah, the refugee soldiers looks like they're winning this battle on flank as of late. They've been taking opportunities to flank in or just kind of commit to the other house and catch out other soldiers. Kots is in main, and it looks like the rest of Go Next is going to be flooding out of left. And refugees might let that happen. Kots on a flank, but the Uber's already going to be exchanged, and he's going to catch out Maxi anyway and he's going to be traded out.
Yep, roughly even exchange here. Definitely gives refugees some time to back up out of their forward pressure. And yeah, now it's all about, how long they can prolong that cap. Only a minute left, and we've seen how refugees can burn that time. Although losing Sage J immediately on the point, not a good start here.
Yeah, it's happened a few times to Sage J, just getting a little too aggressive and catching some directs that probably shouldn't be. And it looks like just Go Next is going to aggress into here. Another trade coming through from the soldiers. And Foxy's still pretty low here, but no commit. Looks like Kots will be taking the fight onto I Dare, drops onto 2 health, and lives with Kots dying. And still a lot of time being gained here for Go Next. Just winning. Now the flank battles are going in favor of them. So good for them for turning it around.
Yeah, Mob taking some spam as well is going to have to play a little bit passively here. Ubers are even, so we might expect to see potentially an exchange here, just get Ubers off the table before proceeding to pressure this point. We will see as Kots bombing the point. Eating a ton of spam is going to have to back up. Exchange does get popped. Forces some flashes yet again. And overall, yeah, still roughly even exchange here. Although Mob a little slow to leave, is going to be safe. And they get a pick actually in the post, so Pup dying there is definitely going to be difficult for GG Go Next to re-pressure this cap. And this is just going to grow Refugee's lead even more. Carson trying their best. Idare actually.
They try to scout, and they're going to get this Idare kill, it looks like, too. But everything is getting traded out.
Yeah.
Every time it looks like they have a kill called out, they also die. And just all this time now is being in favor of refugees. Just winning this kind of DM server post-fight.
True. These trades, though, should favor blue since they don't have the point. Those shorter spawns means if they do want to take this fast team fight, there is a timing window in which it'll be favorable. Being said, yeah, the combo of refugees are doing a great job of just stalling point. And just like that, Carson goes down to Kots. 10 seconds left as well, no demo. This is looking really bad. Mob also with some slight ad, 10%. This might come into play here. Foxy at 95. Will be getting Uber actually, but still with Carson rolling out now. GG Go Next actually got the point during that, so
Mob is milking this hard. Oh my gosh, he's still not using.
Oh my, doesn't even have to use it all, and that's got to be just the round, right? Unless Mob drops or something. Although Sage J dying is bad. You can just totally leave here. Yeah, just get out. Free fight with spawners, you have ad, you take the Uber, get any pick you want, and it's just the round.
Yep, just one fight win here for refugees, and that should be the round. And they have a 100 to 0% Uber advantage.
Yeah, and keep in mind, they got 3 picks as well, so there's 3 rolling out. They immediately get the point, 5 seconds left. Mob still has this Uber. Surely this is going to be the second round here for refugees.
Yeah, GG Go Next going to have to pull off a miracle here.
Yeah, all 3 players on the point. This Uber is lasting forever. You ever, like, play a pub where you're playing against, some combo, and their medic doesn't know how to flash, right? So they just keep the Uber on the same player, and it just feels like the Uber is twice as long than you've ever seen in sixes. Yes, something about that unflashed Uber is just, it's infinite. It lasts forever.
Yeah, longest 8 seconds in the world when that happens. And it's the smart play when you have full ad like that, just make the Uber last as long as possible. And, no one really dying that they had to keep, and they just cleaned up everything on point really well. And that's a round for refugees in a new mid here.
Yeah. Oh, double bomb off this mid. So much aggression. They immediately get Carson. They lose S4. Their health, refugees' health is just terrible right now. Mob 17 is just trying to leave. I think the aggression got that initial value. Although, Earl with a nice pipe kill suddenly makes this even numbers. This is no longer as lost of a fight. And considering that GG Go Next capped as well, they denied 2 players. So this might be a recap from Refugees, depending on how they time this.
Yeah, it looks like the refight on mid happening now with Refugees just getting all the space in the world and getting that cap basically for free. And still Ubers are on the table with a huge commit from Foxy.
Oh my god, Cots. Yeah, Foxy without Uber, they're unable to force to save themselves. Wow. And just like that, Mope full Uber. Looks like
might die here too.
Okay, they do end up using to the sellout from GG Go Next. Rain will be last to fall. And with that, gonna still be like pretty much even here. Their Refugees gonna think it's even, but it is actually like 20 ad for Mobe. As we do see, I think Refugees going for their first honest-to-goodness forward hold here all game.
Yeah, and once again, another good salvage from Go Next to get that force after losing their medic at 98%. So still about even Ubers here with GG Go Next breaking the forward hold, but S once again is in behind.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to pick off 2, and the crunch is in.
Yeah, and Earl won a 1v1 there against Pop as well, so they lost 2. Carson dying late as well is just going to prolong things even further, as Mope is still holding on to this 20 ad. I doubt this will come into play, but maybe they're on the head and they can spot it. You never know, but in any case, forward hold still going on. Good little time advantage as well for Refugees, as Earl actually dies and is living as well. Foxy gets Uber. Is able to give Idare a flash, who will get chased by SageJ, will go down. So it's a demo for Soldier trade, ultimately. SageJ going down
still
next.
In behind here. It's gonna probably go on to Foxy.
And he's not gonna does not. Yeah.
And Mobe dropping down very low to Pup, yeah.
Yep, no one on Refugees can really do anything here. They really just have to leave and regroup, which is fine. They have this Pup pick to work with. If they'd like. No Ubers on the table. Ubers are going to be pretty much even. They're still, I'd say, in the driver's seat this round, as they do have this time advantage of like close to a minute, and Kot's just bombing in and gets Foxy just like that. Carson dies as well.
Everyone else is going to die.
Yeah, Refugees loses 3, so you definitely think about, you know, yeah, absolutely, just bunkering up.
Yeah, doing everything
in lobby
to keep
here.
Mobe safe here, yeah.
Oh, does Earl have stickies?
And
Earl is not using stickies.
The GG Go Next scouts are deep.
Okay, the spawner is there just in time. But scary stuff. 2 late deaths, though. Although all these players are on long spawners, so this should just be an easy point. But that kind of chaos chase from GG Go Next did get them like a pretty decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clock has now roughly evened out, although with Refugees capping here, it's definitely going to start ticking in their favor, especially considering this ad.
Yeah, that was well played to Refugees. Maybe overextending a few players on flank after Cots kind of 2 rockets the medic. But good job for getting Mobe out, and they're going to be taking a super aggressive Uber in. But they lose their pocket scout.
Yeah.
He gets the demo, though, and now S probably dying to Pup as well on the flank. Just some overextensions from Refugees here.
The aggressive Uber, like, into their lobby, it can totally work. But in this case, losing 2 for it, absolutely not what you'd like to see. Yeah. And now Kot's actually...
behind.
Yeah, that's a very valuable pick. Even though Kot's is surely going to be dying behind, the Soldier for demo trade is valuable. I'm going for a spoon on this guy as well. In any case... Oh, and there's a 4-man going on in the front. Wow. Foxy dies. All those players behind chasing Kots, and the 4-man is able to get Foxy with 95% left.
Yeah, even we were distracted, so I imagine the rest
that whole point there, that whole time as well, GG Go Next had not capped the point, so the clock was still ticking for Refugees. Now they only have 24 seconds.
I did not realize that either.
24 seconds and 50 ad. Like, surely this should just be a textbook closer for the round if Refugees plays it correctly. We will see already so much cap time. Carson going quite low. Rain dying. Surely they start the cap here, and at this point, the ad might just come into play. With 20 seconds left, Foxy with 40% should not be getting this Uber. Now Mobe with the Uber. 10 seconds left.
They're taking so much spam. GG Go Next is. And they're not even gonna get close to this Uber before the round is over. They gotta force this out from Moog. The sooner the better.
Yeah, these players are weak.
Uber
Uber does get popped. It's overtime though. Yeah, no one
Doesn't
can
matter.
get to point. And refugees are starting to run away with it. It seems.
3-1. Wow. I did not even realize, but refugees putting together. I mean, they had the one round they lost just in the palm of their hands as well. So this could have been a 4-0, but we'll see if that comes back to haunt him here. If GG Go Next can kind of make some adjustments and get back in this game.
I would not count them out. So we are looking at another mid here. Match point potentially for refugees as Kot's immediately bombing in. It is the double bomb yet again. This time they're getting more value, trading out these soldiers for a scout and a demo. Idare on point is kind of alone here. Might go down, but actually does get Lycosaur and just turns around and wipes the combo as well. Full wipe for refugees.
Yeah, it keeps looking like refugees kind of have to fight one and then just maybe overextend or stay a little bit too long. They kind of got the demo and the soldier, and then just the Idare getting in behind them was a huge play, and the rest of them just getting crunched by the GG Go Next combo.
Oh, speaking of crunch, these players are quite weak trying to get through the forward, but somehow they're able to get 2 kills.
They bring that forward a little too easy. Lycosaur is
behind.
Everyone is in. They get the force out. It's a 4-man.
Yep. Successful 4-man, so it will be even, although it's going to be like a full minute advantage for GG Go Next when
they're still in.
Yeah, they are. What? Wait, are they?
They
killed the post-Uber medic. What?
They just never died in their 4-man and just.
So I've seen
Uber collapsed.
I have seen 4-mans wipe teams. I have never seen 4-mans get the force, wait out the Uber, and then wipe the team after.
Yeah, that's a first probably for me too. And Kot's still winning the battle. The whole time just living behind them and gathering all these kills. And puts the question mark in chat, a little PM coming in from refugees, feeling themselves after 3 consecutive rounds.
It was a minute advantage on the clock for GG Go Next before refugees could get back in and cap, but I did not expect it to all go this way, basically, as now Mob has good 30 ad to work with. They do have the point.
They have both the refugee soldiers in the house.
Yep, S bombing in, and Foxy just dies.
Him again.
And that's not even a med pick you need either, because it's ad, but you know, you get it anyway. Although House is being shoved, Uber might get popped here from Mob, who puts on some nice maneuvers. Only 100 HP, very comfortable.
They're just not shooting Mob. They're taking all these other fights that they don't have to take. But I mean, like you said, yeah, that was an unnecessary med kill. But I mean, these refugee soldiers, why not? If they keep 2-rocketing the medic,
absolutely,
you know, I'll take it. You know, so they are really feeling confident.
Yeah, and the time ad has been completely erased as Earl just getting a pick immediately with a trap on the forward hold. But Earl's very forward, is going to need to get saved. Will die. They get 2 picks for the demo, and GG Go Next, without Uber, do have to just back up here. But there's definitely going to be a window here where they have Uber and there won't be a demo. So they might be able to take a fight as refugees are still trying to forward hold. Kot's dying in the doorway. Uber exchange gets taken aggressively into them. We'll see if Mob and Sage can get out safely as they do. They lose both soldiers in the exchange, so won't be able to hold the point as GG Go Next just recapped. And we're looking at even Ubers, soon to be even players when the spawners arrive, with point control for GG Go Next.
Yeah, I think refugees may be getting a little too confident, trying to forward hold without your demo man, and then just taking an exchange in that really doesn't accomplish much. And they get rightfully punished for it by GG Go Next.
Yeah.
And wow, the frags are flying.
Absolutely.
And another one by Kotz on the flank. Looks like it's going to be a collapse for refugees.
Will be, and Carson on 9 HP is leaving with Foxy.
Kotz is in.
Kotz is wrapping, yeah. And Kotz only needs to slow them enough for players to catch up. Does actually die, and no one is able to catch up.
They don't get any kills and they get called out.
Yeah, losing 2 players there. It's definitely rough. And Mob actually is now like 30 disad, so they can't even really contest this point. Still time pretty close here, as it looks like Sage J wants to, he's building. Definitely would have liked to take an exchange there, but obviously don't have Uber to use. The way things are going, this is looking like it might go down to the wire. Kot's first to fall.
S is back in.
Yep.
It's gonna
Pup
get a kill
does
on a pup
die,
and live.
does live, yeah.
Well played
And just the
from S.
recap. So we can expect to maybe see an exchange here on the point pressure. Looks like SageJ is going for it. S dies, so immediately
Ubers are
down a
out.
soldier during the exchange.
Mob is very low in this post Uber as well.
This is a sketchy exchange for refugees. The post should not be
Idea is
favorable
going to
for
come
them.
in behind and one rocket
yeah.
him. Yeah, well played to just find those openings on the flank there from Go Next. And it looks like Kot's going for a salvage play. It's not going to work this time. So GG Go Next really finding their footing. They don't like the BM. Just activated them. They're surviving these waves of soldiers now. So either Foxy or the combo just
S might die here
differently to find something.
S does die, but it should just be a trade. It's not a trade. Pup gets 2.
Oh my goodness.
And this is suddenly looking very good for GG Go Next, because keep in mind as well, they have like what was 30 ad is now like 50 ad, maybe even a little more. 30 seconds left on the clock. Mob is probably not going to be getting Uber in time to contest this point, so
might see an aggressive Uber here from Go Next to try to use that ad and get the med kill.
I dare dying though.
They're dying so unnecessary. And now it has opened up for refugees easily breaking the forward hold.
It still should just be under lock and key. Even down that soldier, like you have an Uber here, 4 seconds left. All you have to do is just pop this and then kill all the players that have to cap. So they do use the Uber.
Out.
There's a soldier
not
trade.
Get Mob.
There goes Lycasur. Mob has to cap the point. Keep in mind, if Mob gets this Uber, which they do actually, someone has to stand on the point that isn't Ubered. Someone needs to get unflashed here, I think. As Mob is actually doing a good job of unflashing specifically to cap. Extend that timer. Just trade with a soldier as well with the head out, but the fight is looking won for GG Go Next. With actually worse spawners, they still won the fight.
Yeah, that SageJ dying there, I don't know, maybe that didn't have the Uber in time or if he got dropped. But that is huge. Having a scout in a post-Uber fight on King of the Hill is enormous. So that kill definitely turned the tides of the fight for Go Next if they hadn't had it won already. So
yeah, that was actually like shockingly close considering the circumstances. I'm very surprised Mob even got Uber there.
Yeah. And now we got another mid here, and Boulder's having a stare off in one of the houses here. Still no commits. I think this Refugee Soldiers, no double bomb this time, even though it had worked a few times in the past. And no concise spam battle winner so far. A lot of control in one of the houses here for Refugees. Still no frags. Idare going to commit onto Kot's on flank and get the kill. And I think he's going to live as well. Very well played from Idare, saving his life there. And the mid will go for GG Go Next.
Yep. Both teams have Uber now. So we might see an exchange here from SageJ. Looks to be exactly what's happening. Walking across, gets the force actually pretty much as they use. So definitely not a worse Uber for Refugees by any stretch. Although they do have to, of course, reset positioning here. Carson getting quite aggressive, trapping off behind Earl, who gets completely knocked in. Literally 1 HP.
Earl is 1.
Might live, does live with a bow.
Idare bombing the flank and getting a kill again.
Yeah, although the pick gets traded out for Rain. Maxi eating some spam on the point. And GG Go Next are doing a fantastic job of just holding this point tooth and nail, as they do get Kots as well. And if Refugees just keeps bleeding players here, it's going to make their efforts of capping the point so much more difficult, as Mob, single-digit HP, has to grab a pack. He'll be able to refight here. Ubers are still pretty much even. Actually, Foxy with like about 10 ad. Unlikely to come into play, I would say, but it is possible, as they do have at this point Mob 90%. Rain getting quite aggressive on point does kill SageJ. It gets traded out as Kot will tip the scales in favor of GG Go Next. Ooh, is Lycasur caught? Lycasur is caught. Oh.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. And this time they are punishing those GG Go Next soldiers in those houses.
It really feels like Refugees are just playing to just collect picks. And when GG Go Next doesn't just give them the picks. Oh, yeah. Kots is going to be dying here alongside S, so much better exchange for... Oh, Pup actually out of ammo completely. Just has to taunt in front of the Ubered Scout. Yeah, so Refugees now 2-minute deficit. Needs to cap this point.
Wow, yeah. The GG Go Next really just turning up, and you know they get the Uber Force out anyway, but I don't know how two refugee soldiers
Ooh,
just
Lycosar's in.
die anyway,
And Foxy dies,
here
Carson
comes
dies. Yeah, this is the opening they needed. And S might be winning a fight on the flank, no?
Idare gets a huge,
wow.
huge rocket and cleaned up with rain to get the kill on
the
the mob.
recollapse is fantastic here. Just trade after trade. Ultimately, I mean, refugees have the point. Oh, wow. Refugees have the point, so, you know, their clock is ticking favorably for them. But with GG Go Next with much better spawners, you know, they're just probably able to cap the point straight up here. S trying their best to delay the cap a little bit longer. And actually, Maxi dying on the point might be an opening. We'll see. Refugees.
Huge pick from
Yep, trying to get Carson going very low. As Kot's shoving house is going to get Idare
on the flank again.
SageJ dying on
like
point again,
is
though.
Deep, and they're going to kill the other players. It seems like they're shoving both houses at the same time, and one of them works and the other one doesn't. It feels like they should just kind of take the one that they win, because I think from their point of view, right house was free with Idare dead, but they shove left house and both die. So I'm not sure about the coordination there, but a forward hold on for GG Go Next with almost
and a forward hold
Ubers.
with 10 seconds.
Hit Carson immediately.
Oh, and Maxi might die as well. So refugees have really poor health. These players could just be cleaned up. Times 3 on the point. Uber gets popped. Mobe dies. These players are going to get cleaned up. It's overtime. Kots is the only one alive and will not be able to stop the onslaught. And that's going to be a 3-3 game. Yeah, it really seemed like refugees were just playing, assuming that GG Go Next were just going to give them picks that they could work with. But when that didn't happen, they kind of just like would bleed a player here, stay in, keep trying to pressure. Okay, the new player's here, and then you bleed another, and then they wasted like a full 2 minutes. We're on the back foot the whole round.
Yeah, that is, I mean, from almost 4-0ing them to now 3-3.
Yep.
The map on the line. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen attack pause from refugees, but
true.
Here we go for the final mid of Bagel. And no double bomb so far. Both teams just playing the spam game with, looks like Go Next has slightly better position. A lot of time on point as well.
Absolutely. As it looks like Pup actually weakest player right now. Although S does die on the point. And both scouts eating a bit of the same damage here. Carson, very weak, single digits. The Lycosar will die trying to get the pick. Pup does die as well. So it is still potentially playable here for refugees despite the player disad. As they do cap. Losing Kots there. Maybe it's time to regroup if you're refugees. But the combo's still chilling here. They're not getting aggressed into. And actually, they got some decent spam as well. So GG Go Next forced to re-heal. As point pressure is immense. Rain actually just completely walking forward. Is able to get saved. Walking past the Uber into Earl.
S is in behind.
S is in a fantastic position in this post. Actually is spotted. But behind lobby, Carson dies.
Carson's gonna die.
Ooh, S does get cleaned up. So it won't be like a complete collapse.
Refugees.
But yeah, it's still gonna help them overall. Scott's gonna be taking a 1v1 here with Pup potentially. Does get some decent spam onto Foxy, and this is where the name of the game is just wasting time for refugees. Oh my god.
It's a one rocket kill.
Yeah, the rocket into crater.
Craters him. Wow, that's gotta hurt if you are
and
Foxy.
Mobe is not safe at all. Up with an absolute stellar market garden there through house. I was literally about to say Mobe is like super safe just based on the positioning, but no, Pup had different ideas there. And just like that, a little bit more life for GG Go Next. It's very evenly matched this round so far. Foxy does have 30 ad. And S actually might be caught here. Oh, is able to slip away on 5.
Yeah, I mean, these soldiers are putting on a show with these clutch kills and salvages onto the opponent's medic, but right now, I mean, we have another dead even time, dead even score.
Oh, S, nice little air pipe there from Carson.
Is in, and
they get the med.
What a pipe.
Nice little lock pipe.
Foxy had that surf to safety, but a long range lock and load pipe from Earl gets that huge pick, and now we got, it should be full ad for refugees, but they will have a forward hold to break, possibly.
Yeah, and GG Go Next, they have The name of the game here is just waste as much time as possible, because you know you're going to 4-man, but if you can't like stall the cap for even longer before you do that, then why not, as long as people are still healthy enough. As we do see Pup actually going quite low, and Kot's dying. Will be a trade. But you can see GG Go Next doing a fantastic job. They're getting another pick. They're doing such a great job of stopping this point. Uber does get popped. Carson does die. Foxy and Rain are trying to retreat. And looks like we're looking at a pause.
Yeah, it's not a GG pause. It's too long, so that's a surprising tag pause this late.
So I think Kot's disconnected here, so they're paused to get back in the game. But I'm very surprised with the amount of resistance that was on point there from GG Go Next. The refugees didn't just pop in, because now they like waited for a bunch of players to die to use. At this point, you know, Foxy's getting out with probably 60 ad. Of course, at this point, my timer is messed up with the pause, but yeah, it's gonna be close to call for sure. 2 minutes left for refugees. I think GG Go Next probably like minute 30, maybe even less. Definitely gonna be close.
Yeah, and once again, it looks like refugees flank is just kind of doing too much when they don't have to. Like there, you just have a big ad. All you have to do is pressure the point. If they come close, you Uber into them and kill them. But they're just kind of going too far in the houses when they don't really have to. They just kind of got to keep an eye on them. And they're just losing these players that they don't have to. And it results in a really good resistance from Go Next, like you said. And an Uber that it kills Carson, but Foxy's going to live. So I think GG Go Next is going to be very happy with how this played out.
Yeah, you can, like, as far as the numbers go, and we are live here actually, as far as like the raw numbers go, you could have basically considered that as a successful 4-man that ended up getting 2 picks additionally, which, you know, when you put it in those terms, like, you absolutely take that if you're GG Go Next. So they are approaching 85% on Foxy, who immediately catches a pipe. The HP does die. Earl is going to go down here as well. It's looking like kind of a wipe. Oh, Mob needed to be out for a long time ago. These players aren't healthy, actually, so I don't think there's going to be a big chase at this point. Okay, GG Go Next will not have to stall to not deny anyone. So we are looking at actually not that much ad for Mob, considering they left alone. Only about 15. So close to even here. 50 seconds left, though, for GG Go Next. Minute 30 for refugees once they cap. So much pressure on point. Earl getting completely annihilated. Carson as well. And Earl dying. Mob dying.
I dare.
Just absolutely doing so much there.
Clutch up here. And refugees might go for an immediate salvage. Possibly.
Yeah, we'll see. Kotz is in.
And he gets the spoon on the Foxy. Oh so many salvage plays is being pulled out here. And the scouts are in anyway.
Sage J. This is going to be a late death from Sage J. And that's actually where Kotz disconnected. The spoon was too clutch. The internet couldn't handle it. As it's looking like a pretty straightforward recap here from refugees. And they do have 40 ad to work with. Yeah, we will see. This is, of course, like 10 seconds left for GG Go Next. It still definitely favors them here, despite the 40 disad. Because a minute 20 is a long... You can build an entire Uber in that time easily. So don't think this short-term success from refugees means a long-term round win here. Carson's so weak. Yeah, like a sir. S-bombing in, though, gets 2, actually. Actually, one of those is a Kotz. Yup, Kotz actually gets juggled in and will die. Decent damage, but with this cap time, this is sure to be a cap. Although the exchange is always an option, as we do see that. Actually, the ad Uber. I forgot it was ad. I don't know why they didn't just take the ad then, in that case.
Yeah, I think they tried to, but Foxy was way too far away for that Uber.
I guess they only just got or something. I wasn't paying like perfect attention. In any case, Foxy now has Uber 10 seconds left on the clock for them. They do pop the Uber. Earl is going to be caught.
Yep.
It's very difficult to imagine the round doesn't just end here. 10 seconds left. S-bombing in, gets a pick. will get traded out. And Idare was behind the whole time and got Mob. And that's definitely, yeah. Very insane comeback from GG Go Next.
3-1 to 4-3. Little 2016 Cavs run here from the GG Go Next. I mean, that looked like all refugees, and then I think they just got a little too confident and just did a little too much on the flank sometimes, and Go Next just kept their ground, and what a comeback.
So obviously you feel bad after losing like a 3-1 lead. But keep in mind that was GG Go Next's map pick. So you are hoping that, you have better odds in the next map. You're kind of expecting to lose on their map pick. So if I'm on refugees, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm just, coping, saying whatever, it's their map pick, like we expect to lose. We do have some logs here, and there's some standout performances for sure. One of the noteworthy ones for me is Earl, actually.
Let me get these pulled up here.
With 419 damage a minute. Very few deaths as well for a bait. Actually, the least deaths on their team next to their medic. Fewer deaths than Foxy, even the other team's medic. This is not a map that you can like minimize demo deaths. Like, they definitely happen. But Earl not only pumping out insane damage, but also living for a long time.
Yeah, Earl really stepped up to the plate today, with Carson kind of dominating the last time they played on this map. He put together an amazing performance. And like you said, almost a bottom deaths to server on King of the Hill Demo Man. So very impressive, along with top damaging. So, but unfortunately, like you said, they lose, but it wasn't their map pick. And I'd be doing the same thing, I'd be saying it was their map, it's okay. But deep down, I'd be pissed because we were up 3-1. But yeah, just kind of reset the mental, going to Metalworks, which should favor refugees. But I mean, wow, what a crazy game! And I got to say, my first correct prediction finally.
Yeah, I channel predicted refugees, and the odds were good. So I was like really thinking like, ooh, I'm about to get a nice payout. But then suddenly the comeback just happens. Which is enjoyable to watch, don't get me wrong, but I could have used those 7K points.
No, I need to come back from my deficit from last time they played. So, but I mean, like I said, I hate to keep bringing it up, but that really could have been a 4-0. That could have been a 4-0 for refugees. But Rain making that play gets that one round, which turns into 4. I mean, like it doesn't get much closer than that.
Speaking of Rain, that's another thing that stands out to me in these logs is the scouts from GG Go Next. So top frag of the server was SageJ actually, but all the scouts are, well, both of GG Go Next's scouts are up there with like the 40 burgers, but only one scout on refugees. And also I noticed SageJ was kind of dying in inopportune times, I'd say.
Definitely, yeah. Just trying to like get point pressure when it's definitely not worth your life.
Yeah.
And he just died from spam a little, too many times, I would say.
Like, it was definitely, there was absolutely clutch moments where it's a worthy death, like just deep chasing an Uber where you just know it's a suicide mission, but you get their med. Like, moments like that are totally fine. But there were also just random deaths, like when there were a lot of deaths actually just in all sorts of post Ubers where it just makes sense to be living or just trying to pressure point. Yeah, instances like that where just as a pocket scout, being alive is very important.
Yeah, it's the golden rule of King of the Hill is if you have the point, just don't die. You can just spam pressure point, but if you live, it just milks the time and you have super long spawns when you have the point. So it just felt like some unnecessary extensions there, especially when they had the point from refugees that may have cost them the map. But on we go to Metalworks.
We are on Metalworks. And remind me, so I didn't actually tune in for the Metalworks section. I think I was doing something else by that point. How close of a map was it? I know
I
you
would think
said
it was
Bagel was
4-2.
4-3.
It was 4-2
4-2.
for
Okay.
refugees.
4-2 is actually that's kind of high scoring for Metalworks.
Yeah, no,
Not gonna
I
lie.
I think I said before I would be surprised if either team got past three, but
Hmm.
credit to them. I love to see some anytime there's like a ballsy, aggressive, risky play on control points, especially in the playoffs. I respect
Hmm.
that a lot because, high risk, high reward. And most of the time in playoffs, teams kind of go for the
Yeah,
easier,
they like to
not
play
risky
safe.
plays, but they really brought it last time they played. So I'm excited to see some backcap attempts or off classing or whatever they have in store this
True.
time.
And I mean, having seen on Bagel, like soldiers going for med kills when their team already has ad and like all sorts of just wild aggressive plays, I would expect that to definitely continue here into Metalworks, which is a map that tends to score pretty low. But I honestly think Metalworks gets kind of a bad rep. Um, because sure there are like the last is kind of it can be a nasty
Yeah.
stalemate, but usually even in like low scoring games, like you can play a 2-1 Metalworks that is nonstop action, just very back and forth, um, versus like you can play a 5-2 gully wash that is actually pretty slow. So some maps just tend to score lower. And one thing as well that I've noticed is the sap, the spy sap and sack combo has become really popularized on Sultry. I noticed in particular, Invite started doing that a lot recently. I think Metalworks is like a perfect map for that, because when you think of the last hold that most teams go for with a sentry gun on the crate and then a medic close to the doors, just in that dispenser spot, where you have to commit deep to see anything, and any type of bomb the gun's going to deny. Well, that med positioning is actually like really close to those doors, really easy to
Hmm.
bomb in, as long as the gun won't shoot you, and a sapper is just going to take care of that for you. So I think that's like absolutely an option that people should be exploring more on Metal Last.
Yeah, and I want to say I think we saw some at least attempts at that last time they played, so I expect that, and I definitely agree. I think this map isn't so bad. It's just that last is pretty gnarly to try to break that hold. But I mean, that's most control points maps when you're on last. So the thing I do like though is how high bomb friendly this is. On mid,
Yeah.
you have that wall outside of choke, and then going into second, you have the wall in alley,
Yep.
and even on last, you can go above shutter. So I like how it kind of favors these soldier bombs to kind of break these stalemates when they do happen.
Yeah. A
So
soldier with good timing will have a lot of fun on Metalworks.
yeah, and I mean these soldiers, judging from the last map, I mean they had some crazy just salvage plays or just straight up going for the med
Yep.
and it working out. So I think with these high bombs in play, I expect to see some more kind of highlight plays from both team soldiers. Honestly,
Yeah. He actually so he did talk about the metal asshole, and that just reminded me that that used to be, so this map is like, it's kind of a demo filter, I'd say. In particular, the mid fight is something that a lot of new demos struggle with. It's just kind of hard to figure out. Plus, it's a map where like there's very long rotations from sack to counter sack, from like mid to two, so you can like get caught out and things. The last hold for a while was like one of my least favorite demo holds in the game, which has since been replaced by holding big door against a sniper on two. But in any case, I was doing a demo review the other day, and I was like showing someone the positioning, and like, yeah, you can't really hold the shutter because like they can actually just peek it and not be in danger to your sticks. So you just kind of like don't let people through, like spam into it if they're peeking, etc. You like stand here, don't peek a sniper, you can look through this crack. And for some reason, just stuck in that little nook where just there's nothing you can do, I just felt like a cozy sensation wash over me, like I was just tucked into bed, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I like this hold after all.
yeah, it's not the worst on demo. anymore, I guess. But yeah, it's just so hard to push into,
Yeah.
especially with that gun up.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think also what we saw from these teams last time they played is, and I respect a lot because I hate single sacking over and over, especially in
Oh yeah.
2023. So I think we saw just some exchanges where either refugees or go next, they would just exchange into the gun, get the gun, and then try to get a kill on the flank, and then maybe collapse post Uber.
Hmm.
I don't exactly remember how many times that worked out, but it's another play that, I don't hate anything that's, outside of the playbook that isn't a like a single sack or maybe just a spy going for a stab. You know,
Yeah.
I like anything creative to break these last holds. I'm a
Another
fan
thing
of.
is battalions.
Oh
Because
yes.
as you described, like if you can build up a battalions as the attacking team without them building up their own, then on paper, you can literally just take that exchange you described, get the force, get the gun, get out, and then you get to refight with a battalions, and you should just win that
Yeah,
fight straight up
you have
because
two
it's a mini
Ubers.
Uber. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you have two
honestly like
Ubers. It's
not
crazy.
even worse than an Uber either. Because sure, it's 65%. Actually, I don't have you know what? I have an
You don't have the
inventory
exact
accessible.
battalion stats.
I think it's okay, it is 35% reduction, which is not much, but that applies to everyone. Like no flashing required. Um
Yep. Is it just like it's like an AoE thing, right? As long as
yeah,
you're kind of close to
as
him.
long as it's proximity. So I remember I think it was Goblin Zone actually were in their playoff series pretty much just immediately going to it in a last stalemate.
Yeah, you don't have to tell
Um
me twice.
oh yeah,
We
you
had a
were
very long process match against Goblin,
yeah.
and that was indeed the series decider. This
Mhm.
They finally just went battalions, and they did exactly how I said. They kind of exchanged in, got the gun, popped the battalions, and
Yep.
you're shooting rockets at them that do like 25 damage.
Yeah, I think it
And
was against Chell team on Metalworks where they were doing the same thing. Which, I mean, straight up, like if your soldier, like if you recognize that's happening and your soldier doesn't build their own, then they do have a very flowchart way to, have a high likelihood of winning a round. Um, you just have to, I guess, play to prevent them from getting good spam, um, or and I guess build your own.
yeah,
That being said, it's not like a free round because it does take a long time to build a banner. I do think probably the best way to do it actually is to still sack because why not? And then you get to spam out the counter sack aggression for more charge versus just nonstop trying to like peek into the turtle last hold for 30 damage rockets.
yeah. So yeah, we're big battalions advocates here, as you can tell. And so we're gonna get into predictions, but Rumpus, you want to do a merch plug real quick?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Check out the merch, exclamation point merch. Got some fireside embroidered designs. I have a couple pieces myself. Very nice. Good stuff. I like the colors we were talking about earlier. So yeah, check that out if you're interested.
Beautiful. Sounds just like a commercial.
Yep.
So with that being said, predictions for CP Metalworks.
Oh,
What do you got?
I'm thinking. I think GG Go Next are gonna have a. I think they have some momentum. I think as long as they don't just wipe on this mid, then they have momentum that'll carry them at least like 5-10 minutes of this map. Although it is Refugees map pick, so I'm still gonna say a 3-2 in favor of Refugees.
Yeah, that sounds good. I
Actually,
just
you
want
know
to point
what?
out right now that the channel point predictions is 93%
Oh,
in favor of refugees, so looks very strong for them. And honestly, I would have to predict them to win this map too. Probably a similar score, 3-2. But we are into mid, ladies and gentlemen.
absolutely. As it looks like Earl rolling out choke here. are just trying to exchange spam as the double bomb immediately, and Sage J dying immediately. They are trading out 2 picks, although S will tip the scales. So down 3 for refugees, and Kot's actually stuck behind. Will be going down eventually, but Earl and Mobe are able to get out safely. It will be even Ubers. But
Kot's hiding above forward spawn here.
oh,
Gonna go for
the 2v1. It does get spotted and just dies. Yeah, Kotz was not exactly healthy, so dying in 1 rocket definitely makes it hard to win a 1v1 against a soldier. In any case, Pup going for a sack does die. And with Kotz dying there, I mean, you know, refugees can't really do too much. And actually, GG Go Next could have been pressuring for another if they wanted. Understandable considering Kotz was spawning somewhat soon.
It looks like another stalemate here. I expect Go Next to kind of go into Valley and create some pressure, but as our wonderful producer has pointed out, there is a spy in favor of GG Go Next. Yeah. So maybe maybe a little fake pressure from alley or underneath.
Yeah, and this is a nice point to spy into as well, because you can decloak in lobby and not risk being seen, and then just commit through shutter onto the medic.
He is in position.
And yeah, it looks like S is maybe a little sussed out. Oh, S saw the shutter.
No way, no way, didn't notice that.
Oh,
no way, didn't notice that.
As decloak comes in, it just immediately gets spotted. Although refugees loses 2. Spy takes a while to die as well. Oh, GG Go Next had. Okay, they are rocking forward. Yeah, S trying to bomb in.
Idea coming in. Just
quite
waddling
weak.
In through choke here.
Mobe is surely going to have to use
scout, and he has to use anyway.
Oh, this is looking catastrophic. Mobe is like getting body blocked. Will not be able to leave. Oh my God! Surfs the sticky with like barely any Uber remaining. Kotz goes down with the ship, but it's still only 2 up at last.
It's a 4-on-1 basically. Yeah.
Man, the spy play didn't work, but somehow refugees just lost 2. I don't know if it was a soldier bombing alley preemptively that got picked off, and then I still don't know how another player died, but that immediately put them on the back foot, and then things just got worse from there, dropping players without taking the exchange. I think when they're walked up like that, I mean, you just kind of have to just take that exchange, force them back, get some positioning.
Yeah, well played from Go Next there, just thriving in the chaos of the spy and the kills on flank. Earl immediately dropping very low.
Ooh, double bomb
immediately
in
in a
from
minute, the double
Red.
bomb is in from Go Next.
They get Earl.
They're going to get
Kotz.
2.
Lycaster might be next. In the front lines, though, it's like a wipe for both teams.
It's a 3v2. I could even describe what happened. There's so much going on.
Too much. But yeah, refugees will get the long end of the stick here as they do get this midpoint. Maxi and Foxy will just be backing up to 2. Refugees do have forward spawners, so they can peek 2, but it's unlikely they're going to be able to do too much. Maybe they could take an exchange and buy time for their spawners. Rain actually dying there means, exchange is just no longer necessary.
Wow, so that turned into a stalemate on second, and now a stalemate on last. Still even Ubers.
And if I see them like pushing, S was going and sacking. Kotz dies to a sniper, so basically a double sack, but a double soldier sack, which means these doors are going to be much harder to hold.
Yeah, looks like that right side is free. And so they're walking in through shutter, getting a lot of spam out.
Oh, and the sniper gets the demo as well. They take the exchange. And yeah, Sage just chasing deep at this exchange.
Deep for this guy.
Keep in mind, Sage, you are down 3 here. I don't know if you want to be chasing that deep, even for a sniper trade. Here? Oh yeah, is met by Maxi. And yeah, recapture here on 2.
It's Maxi, but no back cap danger here. Probably just going to get traded out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looks like Go Next should be just waltzing into mid here. No players hiding on Batman or anything.
Yep, Pup is bombing in. Will just be fading to height, and Earl dies. And this time, actually, Carson on the lock and load, I've noticed. Switching to it this map. And yeah, refugees just forced to bleed more players and bleed more points, it seems. Just always getting outmaneuvered here by Go Next.
Yeah, it's just again, they're just staying in a little too longer. You just don't have to, you know. That's just they're gonna take the point, and just staying there and dying is not helping anything. And now Kot's getting looks like he was caught out, but he trades out, and the Uber is out from Foxy.
It gets 3 kills.
They get 3, but still full ad from refugees here.
Yeah,
but long spawns.
Absolutely. There's absolutely a window here with which GG Go Next can pressure. They are down both soldiers, so like I don't know who you'd be sacking here. Looks like Rain's just running in. Carson actually getting quite deep as well. Rain does go down. Carson's actually potentially caught here. Ooh, 6 just needs to get scratched down by the scout, but no, will die. And Earl somehow hits a pipe on. How did Earl get a pipe onto Carson? Did Carson like shove? That is strange. In any case, it's actually an easy recapture here on second, but in the meantime, Ubers have evened out, and Rain about to go for a peek on Sniper. Does get S. Oh, does die for it though. So a soldier for Sniper trade, I'm totally happy with.
Lo was already safe underneath.
But Earl is not, will be dying. And Sage J does get Carson, but might get traded out. There's 2 players behind for the blue team.
3v4 right now in favor of refugees.
Oh, it's an exchange. Oh, Sage J's in from behind. Is he able to get anything? Is not able to. Kotz is trying to clean up. Gets decent damage. Does get the pack. Might be able to get Foxy here. Depending on how they play their cards. Yeah, unable to. So it will be even Ubers here on last, where once GG Go Next cap this point, they definitely have a window to pressure into last. Actually, no, these scout spawners are up pretty much immediately.
Yeah, just again, it looks like in that DM server post-Uber fight moment, once again, GG Go Next just kind of thrives in the chaos.
Yeah.
They clean up the kills, and they're just kind of slowly taking these points after these fights, and now another even Uber moment
also
on last.
An unspoken thing. Oh, they want to take this. They're build checking. It is actually 10 ad, but with a sentry gun. Oh, they're getting Kotz, maybe? No traps on point. They get S and Earl.
Time on point.
Okay, Uber gets popped, but they need this Uber to be really good to not have a catastrophic refight. Uber ends on point. Wow.
It just seemed they had a bunch of players just kind of go toward on Go Next, go toward the refugee spawn door to kind of cut the Uber. And if anyone just chased over there, I mean, they didn't have heals and they were all half health. Just maybe some more focus firing needed from refugees with, you know, the later Uber, which should be better. But really good job from Go Next for kiting, and getting all that point capture time was huge.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Just a really ballsy Uber to go into last with 10% ad, but it worked out.
And look at Carson just immediately walking forward. Is quite weak as well. Should just die. Does get traded out with Kotz as bomb in from Idare. It's a decent rocket onto Mo, but nothing crazy. And wow, just losing 4 in the blink of an eye for GG Go Next. Their aggression is not rewarded, as enough players on refugees live to get 2 pretty much for free here. And now we will see if they can actually do something here until last. They're actually taking this window to pressure without capping 2. I like this a lot. Okay, does not get too much.
It's low, yeah. Nothing's going to happen here. And
yeah, but they can still just recap during the counter sack. Okay, looks like they just immediately
another
get the exchange.
Uber from Go Next. And looks like nothing's really going to happen.
Now this is one where a chase could make sense for sure, since that was definitely a better Uber or blue, but understandably Earl didn't want to get a flash and did kite away bridge, so that would have been like a scout only chase. But in any case, Ubers get exchanged. Gun is being constructed now, meaning maybe an off timing sack here before Uber gets popped. Okay, does not get too much. S actually might die here.
Very low. Yeah.
Okay, so now Maxie's gonna get that gun up to level 3. Looks like Pup wants to be sacking. Will be going down, trying to get Lycaser, and Kot's just immediately spawning Sniper.
Yep, I kind of expected, I think he's kind of their designated Sniper player, so that early sack from him looks like, yeah, the Sniper is out for him,
and
as predicted.
That was the thing I did not mention either about, like, Sniper team perceptions, like being good at Koth, being good at, you know, team fights. Another thing is having good Sniper players. So
Yeah.
Pup is that sniper
Ooh.
player, and just like that, Kot's losing the SVS. I would imagine GG Go Next probably have multiple very talented sniper players who can off-class. If I'm Refugees, I would probably want to explore maybe a different avenue, honestly. As nope, Kotz will just be
he's running it back
on sniper. And at this point, I am reminded that my round timer is not functional at the moment, because that, I imagine, is definitely going to come into play if this is their approach.
We're already at 2 minutes.
Oh,
more than halfway past the round timer.
They're actually on defensive battalions, just preempting that aggressive battalions. That is such a nice play. And Kotz immediately dying again on sniper. Keep in mind, this has been probably a full minute wasted. And I do say wasted because this sniper has not even gotten so much as a shot off. I really hope, for Refugees' sake, that this is not their only plan for breaking the last.
Yeah, and it looks like he has learned his lesson for now, at least. Going back on Soldier, and the time is ticking for the round reset. And do we have a counter battalions?
Is on battalions. So I think IDARE is definitely ahead of the curve here with the battalions, spawning at first, as we do have Rain actually on scout. Are they or spy? In position actually. Not even off-class checking. And spy out of your own last is obviously very risky, but it's a much higher percentage spy play than a lot of other times. And I think Cloak and Dagger here totally makes sense, actually, because you really want your timing to be right. It's not like the other team's going to be going anywhere.
Coming out anyway.
Ooh. At this point, just getting a pick on Lycosaur here. Oh, the Lycosaur.
They never even used.
Get the pick instead.
Foxy still has Uber.
Oh. If Foxy used there, then it would have been very bad because they lost the pick. But no. Ooh, Pup actually, 13 HP.
Live. Oh.
So
well,
it looks
I think they're just going to play the reset instead of pushing with full ad with only 30 seconds left on the round timer.
Yeah, it's understandable to... Oh, as we do have the battalions getting popped on last. So if I'm Refugees, I'm not even, taking this fight. Because, honestly, a refight is probably a reset is probably preferable to, losing a bunch of people in a last push and then losing 2 for free. Actually, if they get their forward spawns, then I think it'll be worth it. They're going to pretty much get Uber.
They might just let it reset, yeah.
Oh, they are opting for the reset, yeah.
Yeah. It'd be
smart
even
play.
On your own second, and, you'd rather be even on mid, so, yeah, smart play from Go Next.
Understandable reset there. But, Refugees' first real shot at sacking into last, breaking the hold, getting around. And definitely explored some avenues that just did not work out.
I might start to keep a little tracker on round resets on Metalworks, so far it's only 1, but maybe see some more of it. Refugee really struggling to
Carson's
break
weak
the
pretty early.
stalemate.
Carson.
IDARE with the high bomb.
Oh, Earl does die. IDARE dies. Oh, this is looking very good for Go Next. Kotz gets a trade, but it's just up to Moab.
Yeah, Moab's gonna die here too.
Who's... Oh, no, the scout's on the case, yeah. Wow, so full ad now for Foxy.
Wow, I mean, that's a slap in the face after struggling to push last over and over and then going to mid and losing. Now you're at full dis-ad on your own last, so not looking good for Refugees. And let's see if they have any tricky holds up their sleeve. They're already getting the gun up.
Yeah, they have the gun around the corner.
It is a very hard last to push.
And they do have a pyro.
It's not impossible to hold this.
So probably they are playing gun pyro here. Definitely a solid strategy, as Uber will be going main, and gun pyro is probably very good against this type of Uber. And like I say that,
the lock and load doesn't matter.
Maybe ETF2L were right about banning lock because of the sentry damage and nothing else, because that went down immediately. And I guess there just weren't traps on point either, because that was a remarkably fast last push.
I don't think any soldiers bombed it either. It was just they Ubered in, everyone ran into spawn, and he capped last.
Also, I feel like if you're refugees, you take a pause here at the very least, because obviously, like, things feel like they're slipping. You want to just reset, talk things over at the very least, stop a momentum. We are looking at this next mid. Carson and Earl exchanging spam, but Earl will die first yet again, losing 3 for both teams, same classes, so it's
we got
double
some
scout and medic
trio going on here.
Yep, it's just this is pure focus fire. That is all that matters, and besides hitting shots, obviously. Refugees have the high ground, and they do cap securing forwards. So I think they just kind of won the fight based on those merits alone. Obviously, no one dying. And I've noticed on these mids, Earl is just getting bombed and is first one to die a lot. And I don't know if that's something that Refugees needs to like adjust to, because it's definitely putting their mids on like a poor early footing.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they're preparing for a sack here in a second, and both soldiers are both going to high bomb at the same time.
Ooh,
but the force is going to come out from Refugees.
GG Go Next took the exchange, but it's going to be bad for them because they're down 3, and they're ending on point on the post. Yeah, it's just up to Rain, and this is where
super risky play,
and a nice little air shot as well from Kotz to finish it off. And yeah, spawners in 2 seconds. I'm actually surprised no one was on last already, but Kotz is going to slow down the spawners enough that they won't get to point.
Stats.
Ooh, and unfortunate for Earl, got the 2k debt after the round ended, so that is not going in the log, unfortunately.
Rats.
But wow, that was very aggressive exchange, just through underpass, wrapping behind from GG Go Next, and they got punished very hard, just losing the round outright.
Yeah, it looks like another case of last map where one team kind of gets momentum and gets a little too confident and does something kind of silly. That was pretty ill-advised.
That was silly, to say the least.
But, another immediate
double bomb in, and yeah, Idare onto Earl yet again. As Pup does get in on the Mob. Foxy did die, but they lost 2 players for it. They have lost 4 players now. Idare is still on Mob. Does have scout speed, but there's a lot of players on the chase. So
the wave of zombies is approaching.
These players aren't super healthy though, yeah, so Mob will get out. And should be... You have to like take a refight on 2, kind of. Actually, no one on GG Go Next is playing second. They're just playing mid. So 2 is free, meaning you should be able to get out there really quickly.
They should be able to get this mid here with full
Exactly.
Surprised, yeah, there should be a little more pressure maybe on
just
on 2 there,
stall
but
things out.
It's kind of a free, well, I guess they didn't have to, but a free point given up there, and they're taking their time coming into mid here, just trying to check everything, make sure Mob doesn't get forced early.
Yep,
and it looks like a flank shove coming in from Go Next.
Yeah. Idare is going to die, though, and it's a trade in the flank. Pup might die next. This is just trade after trade. And a lot of valuable time being wasted, as Ubers have almost evened out. But yeah, Carson dying there means it's certainly going to be a midpoint. That was looking like, you know, get the mid and then kind of play evens type of deal. Obviously, if Refugees were fast, they could have played ahead into 2. But after all that chaos is said and done, it's kind of the same situation, although we have a demo pick to work with into second here, now that Ubers have evened out.
Bomb is in from S.
Yep.
Ooh, nice sticky as well. They're going to get the soldier who tries to punish him as well. That was very well played.
Oh, and look at this. They're already going into last.
Oh, yeah,
they've taken exchange.
They Uber immediately.
Okay. The counter Uber means it's not too bad for Refugees, but that definitely bought time for these spawners. So I don't think there's much of a fight on last.
Oh, they're in.
And, ooh, this might be costly for Refugees. Look at the spam they're taking just walking through. They get Idare.
They get 2 kills?
They get 2.
Wow.
How in the world? Kotz does die. They lose 2. The NG dies. CJ is still in.
Is just back there
the pop bomb is cleaning up, though. That almost went... This is a 2v2, actually. You could totally take this if you're... Ooh. If Earl wanted to chat up here, I would totally understand, but... No, it is the safe play to just back up and re-heal, play second with your spawners.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Refugees for taking that dry fight.
That was wild.
It looked good for a while.
I don't know how they didn't just lose 3 walking through the door against the Carson spam, but somehow they were able to pull it off.
And they're in again.
Checking now. But Foxy was building, so they have Uber and have had it the whole time. Earl's gonna be caught here. Will not be able to get reflashed.
Sage gonna live?
Lose a demo.
Earl dying though. Kotz is caught in as well.
The aggressive
3v3,
rechase.
but they have heals. Oh, it's over.
And Putis on the point's gonna go down. I don't know. That was like very, very straightforward. They used in thinking it was ad and it's not, so we just like collect picks and chill and play last. But Foxy and Rain both deep chased into lobby and absolutely like got punished for it, both dying, and suddenly like the fight was just completely lost because of that.
Yeah, I feel like kind of a lack of focus fire from Go Next there after the Ubers were used and not really finding anything, and everyone on Refugees kind of kited that perfectly and collapsed, you know, at the right time, got the round.
True.
Immediate high bombs again.
Yeah, from both players. And Foxy, Rain, Maxi, Idare, Carson. Is Pup gonna die next? Where is Pup? Behind. Yeah, will be caught. Full wipe for GG Go Next, essentially. Well, it will be eventually. Maybe Pup gets a trade.
Oh, someone hit it.
Skybox
Someone hit it.
Hit it. Oh, unfortunate. And yeah, no one from Refugees dying. This is as good of a setup for a mid to last as you can get, especially with that late soldier death as well.
Yeah, that was one of the fastest mids I think I've ever seen.
Oh, and S spamming down the gun as well.
Immediately.
This is the perfect setup. And Sticky's already get dead, and they get nothing. Okay,
they
Uber
used
gets
so
popped.
late. This should be a
Maxi
fat
goes
Uber.
down. Idare is on Earl, but they get 2 picks. The health is so bad. This has to be around. As Foxy and Rain are last to fall, point gets capped before they do.
Oh, and we saw a 3-1 lead last map just get blown away, and now a 3-0 lead is just like that. It is 3-3, and again, a little high-scoring Metalworks action, which is not common, so you love to see it.
Yeah, you don't need to learn how to break last if you can just wipe them on mid.
That is true. And they're going to be going for that again. Let's see if there's an immediate high bomb.
Decent spam from Earl
and
into
there
Carson.
Is.
As, yeah, the double bomb. Maxi walking under point. This time around, it's looking better for GG Go Next, but Foxy dies, and suddenly these weak players aren't able to get re-heal. Oh, but there's no one to shoot the weak players on Refugees, as everyone is dead. Mob gets caught leaving, and Pup and Rain, with a collective, was that 106 HP, will be the victors of the middle point.
Yeah, all these mids are just we are all going to run into the other team together, and both teams are doing that, so it results in these very quick decided mids and a lot of action. But it was good from Lycosur there to, I think he got a scout and he pistoled down the medic, kind of salvaged the mid for them. But
oh yeah, because Foxy living there would have been really bad for Refugees.
Yeah, so nice salvage.
Looking at evens on second, and this is definitely a solid point for Sniper. It does have, I say the angles are kind of limited, but it can be tricky to play against the Sniper with just weird little crack shots from like underpass and pushing them up into alley. Yeah, it's not something that like teams I think about too much. And
it looks like the pressure is in from underpass, and it's all a ruse for Pup to high bomb and just get levitated.
Kotz was preemptively bombing alley, but they have 2 picks, and both of those are soldiers. This is a point that sometimes you double sack into. Oh, and Rain dies as well, so this is surely the point. But Earl bombing might be able to catch someone. Foxy's eating some spam. The chase is real. Kotz is in. Gets the drop. Oh my god.
Goodness, Kotz.
And Pup tries to salvage, but there were already stickies laid there. Sniper gets spotted in the forwards and dies in the forwards. This is palpable momentum from Refugees. They already have this Uber. They are leaving players to cap second. They are already in last. All there is spawners, a Putis, and a Pyro. But what can a Tomislav realistically do about this? And we just saw it was absolutely nothing.
And they get the Uber in for the stats too. Very well played.
Yeah.
And that's 4 straight.
For the first time this map, Refugees are in the lead.
Wow, I mean, that's crazy. Both maps, it looked like one team just had it all, and really good resiliency from both teams to
Yeah.
be able to come back from both of these deficits.
And with
So
4.5 minutes left, like, we don't see high-scoring Metalworks often, but rarely do you see a Metalworks that ends before banny time. In any case, Kaz immediately bombs in and gets Foxy, and the health is so bad for Go Next. Yeah, this is the easiest bunker of all time for refugees. It's just Maxi left, and they are running back to last. They are picking class 5, is it? Is that engineer? In any case, 6 is engineer.
Yeah.
5 is heavy. How could I forget Pudis, my beloved? In any case, yep. Sentry gun is being constructed. Rain is on sniper. Will not have time to get into a crazy position for a salvage. Although, refugees are definitely slower this time around than in last case. But I don't think it really matters. The gun does stall the Uber a little bit. They are crossing over to bridge, and they get a pick on the Idare, so off to a good start already. Pup might be next to go. SageJ did die, but Foxy's nowhere near getting. They can just heal, slow play this, play the numbers.
Yeah, their
this
heavy
is getting spammed out. The medic dies. This is looking so fantastic for refugees.
Wow!
But just like that, this Pudis is holding on. 90 HP. Earl hits a pipe.
That looked like it was over for sure.
Just backs up here. Yeah, that was looking so good for refugees, but clutch heavy play there. After getting spammed out to like 100 HP, was just able to like hold the corner.
I feel like refugees probably just could have played the point there a little easier, but they kind of went for the frags behind point, and Carson and the Pudis really just made him pay. And it looks like they really just had to spam him out with the Foxy death.
Yep. They have ad again, though.
They still have ad, those, and here they come
taking it through main, and they are milking. They do use now. Sentry is actually being constructed, and the Eureka effect NG is able to get away. Very funny tech. I like it. Foxy does die again, but they lose 2 for it. They lose 3 for it. And at this point, the last is held. Mob just needs to get out. And Mob not only needs to get out, but meet up with Cots. Oh, does go down to Pup. And again, just on the cusp of closing it out. Refugees are just unable to.
Cots wins the battle on flank, but looks like they're going to try to stop 2 here. The Rain puts it into that pretty quickly.
Rain is very weak.
Yeah, Cots probably just going to die here.
Oh, little bomb on the Carson. Did some decent damage, but does die for it. And both those soldiers get denied. We do have SageJ sniping, just peeking down Valley. And has a sightline onto the medic. Shots being charged up. Could go for any second now. Does get spotted. Actually, backs up. I didn't hear a shot. I don't know if he ever shot. In any case, oh my god. Earl. Oh my god. And the timing as well was insane because Pup was going for a rocket jump there and ended up blowing themselves up with the post-dead damage. Absolutely clutch blind dead there, I believe, from Earl to get both soldiers. And now, let's see. They still have this sniper, which is more of a liability in a time like this where you just want to be pushing off those
Cost is just in
spawners.
And no one else is in with him.
Sniper's going for a deep peek alley, and based on positioning, this point is pretty much given up.
Pup going for the... he gets the force. Huge play from Pup.
Mob is like very healthy. I don't know what they were using for, as there's a counter pop immediately. And this is going to get 3 picks at the very least, because this sniper is caught. S is actually on last.
Sniper playing in lower here, just watching the wall.
Oh.
They see him.
Carson knows how to play against snipers, and does get that pick. Mob did live alongside Earl, so it will be even Ubers, but they are going to have to give up mid at the very least here, it looks like. They do have spawners. Are they fighting with these spawners? Guys, you're still down 2, please. Okay, they will be retreating.
A lot of back and forth here. Huge bump from Pup to get the Uber out, and then GG Go Next just winning the post fight. Yeah, like you said, definitely hurt to have a sniper in that situation. Maybe could have gone the other way if not, but we are back at a stalemate.
Yep, even Ubers. This time around, however, GG Go Next in control of that middle point. So we do have Pup actually in Batman, as though Refugees is going to be pushing into mid anytime soon. Okay, it does drop out. Cots as well, hiding on Not the pack. Oh, and I like, this is some tech as well. Going for, you see that taunt that Kotz is going for? That is...
see around the corner?
See around the corner, but silently, because that taunt doesn't make any sound. And just like that. Oh, Foxy milking on 7. That is crazy. If there's a single scout with a pistol peeking underpass, that could be a drop. But fantastic milk there. But Kotz got a lot of value out of that tech.
Yeah, that was... I have the taunt, but I never noticed that it was silent. So that is pretty...
yeah, that's kind of the go-to if you want to be. And Rain is sacking in. That's looking like a sniper sack to me, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Rain were to spawn sniper here. Kotz is on spy as well. Seems to be... is committing. Oh, no, was off-class checking, I guess. But, yeah, but did off-class check before... the guy spawned, and Rain is on sniper. I sure hope they don't think there's no sniper based on that off-class check without realizing that the guy you would be checking wasn't alive yet. In any case, we will be looking at the sniper into 2 here. So this is definitely a point that, as far as the sniper goes, it is defined by pretty tricky sightlines and pretty awkward positioning as immediately like a Sur goes down. Oh, the sniper does die for it.
Stickies.
This house peak is weird because you're kind of like guaranteed to get traded out, it feels like. So unless you just kill their med in your first shot, then it's just kind of like a... I'll say it's a waste, sure.
Yeah, no, that was just... he overheated. He got the kill and then just ran into the choke when they knew he was there, and then just kind of runs into stickies.
Because if you're like the defending team there, and you're like a scout or a soldier, you would want to trade with the sniper. So you're kind of just giving them what they want there.
Yeah,
Kotz might be caught here.
Battle going on here.
Ooh, Kotz is caught. Does it get followed up? Pup is very weak, but will be able to get healed up here. So GG Go Next do have a pick now to pressure 2 with. So they're taking a long time here because Pup needed to get healed up. And S dies as well. No soldiers. Maxie's on the flank.
Maxie's all the way behind.
This is looking very bad for refugees. Earl's going to die. Uh-oh. This might be very costly for refugees. And the combo's leaving separate doors. Mob is going to die. Oh, man. This is looking like a round right now.
Yeah, it should be a round for Go Next. That would have been okay if they left from Shutter together, but somehow getting
Heavy
separated.
is on last.
Yeah,
the Heavy's on the wrong damn minigun. This is not going to be a hold anytime soon. The point pressure is so much. There is a pick. Actually, Earl's here. Earl could. Nope, will not be able to. Yeah, that's literally just a textbook example of like why it is so costly to be dying, I'll say out of turn, when you're the first one to be dying, when you're the defending team, on your own second, rather than dying in a counter sack when they're already down one. It just gives them so much to work with. And losing both soldiers, like, yeah, they just have the world at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty ill-advised after that exchange to just get all mixed up and not exit the same way, but we're into the final mid of the round, and
Foxy dies again.
The first to die.
Hi there, Bomberman. No soldiers for refugees, but they can be perfectly happy with that. Rain through back door, though. Nice pipe from Earl. Should make this a non-threat. Rain living a long time. And Maxie's going to come in for a
collapse in right now on Mob, and they did it!
Wow.
They might even
Maxie might win.
No. No.
This is like where you hold your breath. Okay. So Sage J will ultimately win, but man, that scout coordination is... I mean, that was probably game saving, not just round saving.
Yeah, that looks like it was over. It looks like Mob was living for sure, and just like that, you go into last with full ad, but huge plays from the scouts to make sure Mob dies, and one of them winning the 1v1 by the health pack in your mid too. That kind of allowed that to happen, so...
And also, that was such a late death from Mob that it is, like, playable ad for Foxy. We're looking at, like, 40 ad right now. Kotz dies there on mid. So, only 50% on Mob right now on second. They're gonna have to play last here. They get to play disad 2 for the time being.
Oh, they're holding so close, too.
They're gonna
they
pop
use...
through. Uber gets juggled, but they might get both soldiers. Oh, they might get free.
Kot's gonna die
Oh,
too.
they get the demo. Idare is gonna clean up Kots though.
That demo kill may have saved the round.
And 90% on last. This is so uncomfortable because you're down 3. Like, this is very likely to be a force, but you don't have an Uber to force yet. Okay, they do save both these players. Idare is actually wasting so much time. These scouts are just lurking around behind point, but the spawners are greeting them as Rain and Maxi go down. That was a very, very deep commit from GG Go Next, because now they just have to give up 2. And depending on how fast... Oh, Carson Trap gets caught. So I don't know where that was. Oh, house.
It's a buff choke.
That was just a bad peek from Kots, if I'm being honest. In any case, Uber's actually kind of close to even here. Somehow. Obviously, still ad for Foxy. I expect GG Go Next will be playing ad here, just because they used so much sooner and then got the force after. Say, oh, Idare gets rolled through the doorway. They do use, and this time, not getting nearly as much value as last time around. Yep, only a scout
just
pick.
A scout kill.
As,
and the refight is in from refugees, and it looks very good. Already
get Foxy immediately. And this is where you just watch out for rats. And there are a lot of them. Rain is behind. Pup does get cleaned up behind. And Maxi's on point, going after the medic. Mope 80 HP. Not super comfortable. He's sweating a little bit against a scout, but they hold on. And only going to be like 15 ad for them. So not super playable, but they get a point off it for free, and you can be perfectly happy to have mid.
Oh yeah, we do have a spy on Pup here, and he's already deep on the valley. He's walking into them.
This is not a spy time you'd expect. Oh,
he's
the
decloaking, and
but
he
just
hears
heard
it. He has the volume on.
You need to make spy decloak quieter.
Well, I put very low volume, so that couldn't have been me.
In any case, they do like Kots dies immediately, so this is an even numbers fight they're taking. It is an exchange. A lot of flashes from blue. Earl bombs out, but S dies, so maybe think about getting out of there if you're refugees. Earl's trying to cover the retreat.
Carson very low.
Oh my god, the Carson bomb just got mowed. That might be worth it.
Oh, Pup very low as well.
Earl's bombing in.
Earl is
trying to clutch. And oh my god, gets Foxy.
Oh my goodness, what a play from Earl.
That's
the last thing you expect is a demo bombing into your lower at that point. So
well, not only that, but you don't expect both medics to die to the other demo bombing them in a fight. Kots 1v1ing Pup here will die. It's really just up to S here on mid against 3 players. Better spawners maybe for refugees. They're still down 2. They could maybe peek mid, fight these guys.
And they are.
Yeah. Pup is, we'll just be bombing away.
Yep,
and actually, they stopped the cap entirely. So, no forward spawns for red, and they're able to maintain forward spawns on all their players.
A lot of cap time, too, on mid.
Yeah, back cap is definitely scary. Even, like, going for pressure for a sack, you would have to be, like, kind of scared of that. Because once they, like, get going, if they're behind and there's no spawners to fight them, then they can really just be off to the races. In any case, it will be roughly even Ubers here.
I mean, now this Carson Trap might get a high bombing soldier. He doesn't dead. No.
And S is now behind in lobby. As Idare dies,
and Pup is going to bomb at the same time.
Ooh, Pup dies though, and S gets the med.
Foxy dies there.
That soldier behind is just able to wrap, and that's a drop as well. Rain is behind as well.
Oh, you just got to shove this to last to be refugees.
Yeah, there's only 2 players on last. Rain can't even stop second. All Rain can do is spawn camp a soldier for the stats, because this should be an easy push.
Yeah, this
although we've seen refugees fail easy pushes before. Rain is on last again. They are able to participate in this fight.
And win.
Does win, and Earl might be next to go.
They're
nice
not
pipe.
Getting point. What?
Yeah, there's no cap pressure. Earl 2 pipes Rain. Gets a nice dead on point. And yeah, Earl did a great job there of not only winning a 1v1 against Rain, but getting the dead on point. And man, refugees, they really, really, really wanted to lose that fight, it felt like. But no, Earl said, guys, I've had enough of Metalworks. Let's go to Snakewater.
Wow. I mean, I've been so lucky to cast both of these both times that these teams played each other because it literally does not get closer. Just so many back and forth rounds. Map 1 is 4-3, this one 5-4.
Mm-hmm.
And that still felt like it could have gone either way. But Refugees bouncing back. And like we already mentioned, a blown lead from Refugees, 3-1 on Bagel. But they got the mental back because they were down 3-0 on this map, Metalworks, and brought it back to win. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely momentum favoring the Refugees right now going into Snakewater.
Yeah, maybe if you're one of these teams, you start thinking, guys, let's just like give them 2 rounds because apparently you can only win with a comeback in this series.
Yeah, it's a strat. Let's take a look at these logs.
True. There is one stat that just is searing through my screen right now, and that is the sheer difference in deaths from each medic. With
Oh my
Mob
goodness,
having
wow.
fewer than half as many as Foxy. And now I'm like surprised that this was so close despite that. It seemed like at least half, maybe even more than half of Mob's deaths were from like a team fight wipe where they were just caught leaving, which like there's not too much you can do about that if your team does really want to commit to the fight. So in those transitions, in like the meat of the game, just almost never dying, which of course is just gonna absolutely like nonstop just be pushing your team to be the favorite.
Yeah, that's some peak medic gameplay coming out from Mob. Like you said, like a lot of his deaths were just kind of unavoidable, so not many mistakes on his end, and that definitely probably decided the game because it was already that close with the death difference. So, you know, if it was any closer, then we might see the series not even being played anymore. So,
Yeah.
clutch plays from Mob.
Outside of that, what else sticks out to me here? I think some stuff that didn't show up in the stats so much was it seemed like S was getting a lot of value of just finding Foxy. I mean, maybe that's recency bias because of that rap lobby that just kind of won the round, but definitely good value there. And I noticed some switch just got flipped like halfway through this map, where it went from Earl was just nonstop getting bombed and first to die to Foxy is nonstop getting bombed and first to die on mids. And Kotz, I noticed, was the pilot, the captain for a few of those.
Yeah, all those mids were just so chaotic, and yeah, like you said, a lot of it, I think, what kind of turned the tides in favor of Refugees that map was the fact that they were able to get those bombs on a Foxy. I wouldn't say so easily, but just really good rockets coming out from both soldiers on Refugees. And also, like you pointed out, it was not recency bias because S had 6 kills onto the medic.
Oh, man.
Which is by far the most of any other player.
Yeah.
And 5 kills on the demo as well, so really good ability to get behind and punish the combo from S.
Also, I gotta just give shout outs to both these teams for like match or map point. For one team, match point even. You're confronted with another mid, and they are both just so willing to send themselves at each other in the meat grinder, because so many of those mids came down to literally like 100 collective HP, like 30 collective HP in some cases. So yeah, the fact that they were just totally willing to put it all on the line on those mids was very entertaining, at the very least.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for that too, and not even just on mids. It was just, okay, it's pretty even, but we got momentum. Let's try fighting to last and see what happens, and it would be so close. So just as you can tell, these teams have no fear at all. They like these high risk hoverboard type of plays. And I love it as a caster, and from the entertainment point of view, it's awesome to watch. So
true.
And we got one final map, and that is going to be Snakewater.
Yes, the one map that we have not yet seen in this series. Kind of funny how so far the maps have kind of fallen how they were the first time these teams matched up against each other. But yeah, Snakewater we have not seen yet. This was GG Go Next's map pick, being the upper bracket. Well, they are now lower bracket, but higher seeded, I guess, team. In any case, so they definitely should feel confident playing this. Refugees, this is not a map they could have studied up on, seen how they play against GG Go Next, like the previous two. So it should be exciting.
Yeah, I don't really know who this map favors, to be honest, because I mean, you did say how the Highlander background would kind of help on King of the Hill, so that makes you kind of want to favor refugees on control points, but I feel like that last map really could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And I think these mids are also pretty similar in the fact that we'll probably see a lot of double soldier bombs, so a double bomb from both teams. So probably a lot of those same very quick, low combined HP, narrow mid wins. So I think it's going to come down to just keeping your medics alive and seeing how the chaos unfolds.
Yeah, I'm going to predict that the survival rate of these 4 soldiers on mid fights is going to be very minimal.
Yeah.
I think the likelihood of even one soldier making out of a mid alive is going to be like probably, maybe a third of the time. Maybe that's him. There are 4 players, but we'll have to see. Yeah, and I think last map as well, like GG Go Next, obviously they still got 4 rounds. Like they were playing well on Metalworks. Just refugee momentum towards the end did mount a successful comeback, but it wasn't like they were just getting rounds from just out DMing in team fights or from like sniper plays or from the things that on paper you would expect the strengths of a Highlander team to be. It was absolutely just like solid play, good strategy, and just playing well to get those rounds.
Yeah, and honestly, when GG Go Next put a stop to that run, I think Refugee had 4 rounds in a row, so they were down 4-3, but still Go Next, when I thought it was over, they evened the score up at 4-4. And from then, I really didn't know whose game it was, and Refugee still bounced back, so.
Ooh, and I am very uncomfortable with my channel points right now because I think it is 90-10 in favor of Refugees, and I don't think this is a 90-10 matchup at all.
No, it's not.
Meaning I expect like my return to probably be in the negative if I were to run this gamble back multiple times.
Yeah, it's I will admit I gambled on Refugees too, but that's because last map was kind of the exact same thing. It was around 90-10, and I put it on Go Next, and they let me down. So
yep, I am 0 for 2 on the channel points, but 1 for 2 on the team predictions.
Yeah. So with predictions, do you have any
predictions for this map? Man, so I don't think it's going to be as close round wise for some reason. I think the slower paced Metalworks kind of favors like unevenly matched or 2 evenly matched teams to kind of exchange evenly matched rounds. I think I do expect it to go to 5. I'm going to say like a 5-2 for Refugees.
Ooh, wow.
I don't get me wrong. I think it's like actual 50-50 for Refugees to win. Like a 5-2 almost suggests that one team is like outmatching the other, but I just kind of have a feel that the scoreline is not going to really reflect like an evenly matched game that I expect it to be.
Yeah. And it is pretty, unlikely that you'll get 3 really, really close matches in a row. So maybe this one won't be as much of a nail biter, but I definitely hope it is.
Yeah, and I think that gambler's fallacy. We're totally due for a blowout.
Yeah, we are. We're due for something not entertaining, but I have a strange feeling that we will.
Potentially. So. And yes, so we are just waiting for teams to ready up. But in the meantime, Gotta rep the merch, of course. Exclamation point merch in chat. Got some nice embroidered fireside cast designs. I have a couple myself. Wore the hat today. It's very nice. So yeah, if you're interested in some fireside casts merch, then definitely check that out.
Yeah, we still got 2 players missing from the server, so might be a minute here. But I gotta say, I'm glad it's on Snakewater. I mean, this is definitely a fan favorite. Dare I say, the GOAT? Is this the best TF2 map? I don't know.
Honestly, so it's definitely one of the staple pug maps, one that everyone is comfortable playing to some degree. And it is a map I like. In particular, the mid can be fun as demo, but for some reason, it's just kind of fallen out of favor for me recently. I don't think it's a bad map, and I still enjoy playing it, but compared to like a Sunshine or a Gully, I think Sunshine might just be the best 5CP map.
I like Sunshine.
Even though it's not my favorite, I do think it's just the best. But in any case, yeah, Snakewater is definitely like a very comfortable map. Another one that sniper plays can be quite nice on.
Oh yeah.
Some very long sight lines across the entire second point. Mid is totally serviceable as well. Like if your sniper is stuck on sniper, it's not so much stuck if you're on a mid point because still some nice sight lines there. And of course, out of your own last, definitely can just be rattling off shots, collecting picks on unsuspecting aggressors, and then just, prolonging the hold. And yeah, so that's definitely something that might favor GG Go Next, as they've shown the most sniper talent so far, at least on Metalworks, which was the only map we saw snipers.
Well, we did see Pup winning those sniper 1v1s.
Yep.
Yeah, or was it Rain? One of the two. But
I think Pup was winning the SVS, but Rain was still hitting shots as well. Maybe even Idare was hitting. There's, I feel like every
Highlander players.
Yeah, exactly. All the Highlander players, they have a pocket sniper to pull out whenever they need. Because I mean, that's like one of the main classes in that. I speak from most ignorance because I've never actually played a single Highlander game or pug or anything. But I mean, it is definitely like a sniper. It is what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a meta centralizer, kind of like an Uber chart. Well, Ubers are still important there, but it's also like one of the more fun classes to play, I think. One thing I will never understand actually is like, why do people play like medic or heavy or just like random? I guess heavy like is kind of a backbone class, but like, what do you do as a Highlander spy, or an engineer?
I don't know.
Is an engineer like the notoriously like useless class in Highlander? Like you can just kind of slap
definitely
whoever
not
on
useless, but
or at the very like
I think
it's
the
not
same thing. Like, how does someone main that?
I don't
It's
understand.
just crazy to me.
But I guess if you had to do like a draft pick, like you're not first picking an NG player, like you are first picking like a sniper or a demo or something. And like the NG, you can just slap whoever you want on that. No disrespect to any Highlander players out there. I am speaking from absolute ignorance, to be clear. But I guess we just had to go into like a random Highlander shade segue there.
Yeah, look, Highlander is hard. It's way harder than 6v6, I think, honestly. There's just so much going on, so I have a lot of respect for the Highlander grinders, but yeah, like I said, I just don't know how people like play NG all the time or play like Spy all the time. I don't know. I guess it's just their thing, but it is for some reason it's just so mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I mean, some people just like those. I mean, I feel like a lot of people who do play Highlander, at least in like lower divisions, probably do so because that's like their main from pubs, and that's just like the one format they can play it. Because that is something that a lot of new players in sixes will talk about. Is like, oh, like I'm like an NG main. Like, why can't I try playing like NG full time? People get mad at me. Which honestly, and this might be a spicy take, but in low divisions, full time off classing is completely viable, I think. Like, you need to actually learn how to play against the off class to make it irrelevant. And in like newcomer and such, they don't know how to do that. I still think people should play combat classes because that makes like it more fun and easier to learn in like a better environment. But I think it's totally like viable not to.
No, that's a fair point. Because, like you said, I definitely don't think they would know how to counter it very well. So, if you're good enough at it, just why not let it fly? I agree, especially in the lower divs.
I mean, we even see like in advanced. I mean, we talked about FX Death Cult on Bagel, but I mean, like Kawa has played playoffs advanced matches with like more than 10 minutes on Pyro, and even like exposed playoffs advanced soldiers on Pyro. So it's definitely like there is a reason people don't play off classes, but you have to. It's not like they're just innately bad. Like you have to. They have easy counterplay, I guess.
Yeah.
So you have to actually do the counterplay for it to not be effective.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Oh, we got Brass Beast on the stream. I'm not going into a Brass Beast tirade.
I think you also had a little shade thrown at the Tomislav, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. You really want to drag me into this.
So
Man.
You're a Tomislav hater?
So Seishe is going to the restroom for the second time. So we are just really just going through all the things. Man, I have rehashed like Tommy Slav so many times. This is all I'll say about it. I played one Pug Scrim yesterday, and someone whom I've had like discussions or like half arguments, just like theory crafting, talking about the game, because I have like weird opinions on unlocks. They were fully converted out of the blue. They were playing Scout that particular Pug Scrim, that particular half. They had one last hold on Brass Beast, and they said, I get it now. Like, I've been converted. That's the thing. You use it for the first 6-7 holds. You're like, this like sucks. It revs slow. I move slow. Like, it feels bad. Why would I use this? And then there's that one hold where it all just clicks and makes sense, where you live on 20 HP when you would have died, when you melt a player that thought they could have like survived because you're actually doing way more damage than usual. It is very good. And I've actually toned back talking about it so much because when I'm pushing last and I hear Brass Beast rev, I start like groaning because I know it's just going to be harder to push and I don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, it's like D-Day going into last against the Brass Beast.
Real.
Just any heavy, like, if you have an Uber and you get a kill or two, maybe not so much cap time, and you see that heavy come out of spawn just revved up, it's just so disheartening because it's over.
Yeah, like
it's so hard to win a last push when a 450 Pudis just comes out.
Yeah,
and is denying the point, and yeah, very disheartening to see. So it's a big heavy plays, especially post Uber.
Well, we went through. We went from. I don't even know how many tops we covered. Every Highlander player is mad at us for two reasons as well, because I was trash talking the Tomislav as well, which I think they like to use somewhat often. But we did finally ready up here. This is map 3, the final map of the series. GG go next, won by 1 round on Bagel. Refugees winning by 1 round on Metalworks. Should you take it away on this mid throne?
Yeah, it looks like a rollout up top for GG go next, an immediate high bomb.
God.
And no
the
frags
surf
coming
from
for them
Mobe.
yet. They're gonna get the demo, and it's still a 3v4 in favor of Refugees.
Yeah, Rain is in lower right now. Actually, winning a fight. Suddenly, this is a 1v, or excuse me, a 2v3. That was a lightning. That was a thunderbolt mid. So Mobe was lower, surfed a rocket into Catwalk to get out and completely avoid any other bombs or spam.
Oh,
so
beast.
Very nice surf there to survive. But GGONX will be the ones winning the mid, and they are fighting 2 right now. Couple spawners on the way. Just taking some space. Idare's actually behind right now. Will be dying in lobby. So that's pretty much their sack said and done for, although the combo's kind of
Boxy
deep right
is pretty
now.
far in,
Ooh.
yeah.
And Kotz is getting traded out. They actually lose both soldiers for both soldiers. So GG go next with even numbers, could fight if they wanted to. And actually, they are walking lower. I think they do want to. It would have been understandable to call this off, which now it looks like they want to. Yeah. Totally understandable decision from them. S will be last to spawn, but yeah, we can expect a little reset here, a little reheal, and GG go next to get into their pressure for their next sack.
Yeah, it was a good little reset from both teams. You know, no one overextending, kind of learning their lesson from the last map. And let's see what GGO Next has in store for this next sack wave. Hopefully it's more than just a single sack, but we'll see.
We will see. So,
Pup is in.
Idare is actually on the floor as well. Pup gets one nice rocket on a moat, and they actually double soldier. And Kotz gets a third, trades out the pick with S. So now only 3 up, and they are very forward right now. GG Go Next are going to have to get out of there fast if they don't want to get forced, as the aggression from refugees will just force them out. They won't be denying anyone outside of just a scout. And there is a sniper in the forwards, which is absolutely something you have to look out for here for refugees. Yeah, they're going to pump the brakes a little bit and take a more standard sack approach, it seems.
Yeah, it was good just taking the ground off the 3 picks, and still no Ubers being used, but like I said, yeah, there's the double sack already, kind of off timing, but at least it wasn't a single sack, so we'll see some action here. GG Go Next looks like they want to shove Kitchen.
Going Kitchen. Rotating back to lower. They are getting through the door pretty cleanly here, actually. Although they do get forced. Foxy eating a ton of damage, has to use on 6 HP. But S dies during the exchange, so refugees are going to be down both soldiers for this post. They really are forward right now, considering the state of the players. Okay, Idare dies, though. More playable. And Foxy, actually, Kotz gets in, gets the pick. Carson's very weak as well. Carson on 3 HP is going to have to leave.
Huge pipe from Earl. Wow.
Oh, my God. And yeah, everyone on Go Next, very weak, have to leave. Whereas refugees, they have this medic. These players can be buffed. And they are moving their way through lower. All they have to look out for here pretty much is traps.
30 health on bats, and he dies.
And that late demo death, you can convert that into a round, potentially. I mean, you still have add to fall back on if things don't go well at last. But absolutely excellent opportunity to deep pressure, maybe even pressure the point. Only good things can come from this as long as they don't overcommit.
Yeah, looks like they're slowly taking space. S maybe committing a little too far in, and there is the Tomislav coming out. And they're going to get 2 kills. And then the next cap.
It would have been totally understandable after losing the soldier to just be like, okay, we call that as a sack and leave. But they wanted to push the envelope, and it totally worked out for them.
That is crazy. From a GG Go Next point of view, I would be pissed. I mean, you get 2 kills so early on, and you have everyone on your team alive. They just capped the point. The round's over.
Yeah. I mean, when you don't expect them... Well, I guess the demo was dead, so point couldn't have been trapped, was the whole conceit there. In any case, early first round here for refugees as the immediate bomb from Idare and Pup. Demo dies. They actually get 3 picks with the bombs. Definitely a mid-win here for GG Go Next, as refugees just backing up, leaving lower lobby all the way to last. They know 2 is not holdable. Actually, they are postured up on bats here. Maybe to take an exchange, buy time for spawners, but that would be very risky to go for.
Yeah, they're not.
So they are just skedaddling to last. Like us are going to spawn to build that sentry gun, and we begin the hold.
Yeah, if there's one thing that is going to for sure happen with these teams, it's going to be a lightning fast mid, because it was like the last 5 mids on Metalworks were the same, and the first 2 on this.
Rain peeking lower there telegraphs to me that they want to come up spy, or not spy, sniper. Spy would be, I love a nice spy play, that would be nice, but I'm expecting a sniper spawn here, and there it is.
Yep.
As we do have Sage J actually counter sniping. And yeah, sentry gun is constructed. Kotz actually dying first means doors are definitely pressurable, and against that sniper as well, that's going to be difficult. thing I've noticed. So the gun is level 2. I don't know if that... Okay. I guess it does build it. Some people like to keep it level 2 because it like shoots faster and in theory denies more soldiers, but it has less health, so I don't know which is better. As Rain immediately hitting a headshot onto
the
S.
first shot.
Yeah. So they are fully aware of the sniper at this point, and there should be a door not really being held too well since only one soldier. Not rotating over to Shutter. And Rain. Ooh. Oh my god.
Looks like GG Go Next is dead set on not exchanging off of just one pick on the last. They're going for more here. Every time they get a snipe, they just kind of chill back and hope for another headshot, it looks like. So
yeah.
More pressure in lobby here, and Rain
like
hits another one.
S next to fall. But as long as they can hold on... Oh, gun getting spammed from drop down. Pup does die though, so that's going to ease the pressure. As long as refugees can hold on while being down a soldier like this, then they can keep going. But usually losing that soldier... Ooh, and Sage J, Rain out of position there. Does go down.
Yeah, going for a hero shot. I don't blame him. Round timer's getting low. Pots with the instant counter sec. And still a stalemate. Let's see if Rain elects to stay on sniper. He will not.
Okay.
So now under 2 minutes, and GG Go Next playing regular sixes classes, trying to break this forward hold.
We will see Earl with a little debt onto Idare there. Will basically be a sack. Says they can move into counter sack if they'd so choose, which would be understandable. My round timer is broken again, but surely it's not like
a minute
30. Okay, yeah. That's totally a range in which you would want to be counter-sacking still. But in any case, they are Earl trapping up lower. Actually getting shoved here. Oh, gets juggled in and dies! That might be very costly. If there was ever an opportunity to take an exchange in, as they do get forced by Kotz actually, and Kotz gets a trade even during the force.
Wow.
So this should be pretty comfortable for refugees. Ooh, they drop a player in the Uber though. But with Earl spawning, it's roughly even numbers. They're trying to re-aggress. Uber is ending now, and not ending in a very advantageous spot. Earl might die. Earl does die. Pup is here to collapse with the splash damage. But Mob, 1 kill. We've seen medics get plenty of kills on this point before, and Mob bashing in Rain there with the Solemn Vow. Rain gets spotted, goes down. They are taking this this point. They are not resetting because it is ad, so you would expect to win mid, or at least get mid with your ad. So it's understandable not to want to reset and have to fight for it. Going to be 40 ad for Mob.
Yeah, looks like they're going to try to get into mid here and try to milk this as much as possible because Foxy already positioned to instantly leave from Saw, so
yeah, they do have a
want to try to milk this
well. Sniper's going to be positioned in forwards, actually. This is the long con. I actually, I do like this. I really like staying in forwards, like, earlier than when you would be denied. So, like, they think they denied everyone, but you were actually just there the whole time.
Yeah.
As Carson actually...
yeah. Sage J.
And, okay, Sniper gets spotted and dies actually in the forwards. And S gets the force as well.
Oh, huge play from S.
They're still down 2, but with Rain being dead, this is looking very holdable for refugees. They're just trying to flood lower. Kotz dies, and refugees on the retreat here. Definitely need a pick if they want to stay in, and that's not looking too likely. They will just duck out through Saw.
It really looked like it could have gone either way. After S got that force, and maybe kind of staying into spam from lower is what the refugees should have done, but they just kind of gave up the space. Pup came in from Saul, and they caught out Kotz. So now they are rolling this into second with still even Ubers.
Idare bombing in onto Mope. Actually almost gets the kill.
And he doesn't know where he is.
Can Pup get a rocket off? No. Oh my god.
He gets a kill anyway.
Idare was so close to being able to reload another rocket and just get that free pick on a Mope, but died just in time. And on the front lines as well, GG Go Next pretty much wiped to the counter-aggression from refugees, who lost all their spam, but got everyone except Rain, who now falls to Lycosur. 3 spawners in the forwards, 1 is on Sniper. So here, if you are going forward as refugees, Saw absolutely makes sense just because they could have that sniper. So they do have full ad here. Rain on last, already building that gun.
This is the third time already we've seen a sniper in forwards.
Yep.
But it's still, it hasn't worked, so maybe we'll see something.
Oh, does get spotted.
Peeks, takes the shot.
Cots gets body shot.
Very low.
Oh, Pup is on the case.
And
does get the kill. But Pup might die for it. Like, they are behind right now. Maybe getting out bats. Oh, very weak. Getting juggled a little bit. Does die. Oh, nice shot from Maxi. Wait, was Maxi still in the forwards?
Still in forward.
Oh my god. Well, with the 2 picks and only 20 ad remaining, that's definitely gonna make refugees want to call this off. So they will just play evens here. And man, I hear this Eureka effect. I love in pubs that wrench is so fun. In sixes, you can cook with it for sure.
We got a spy and battalion right off the bat.
Double spy, because IDARE is off-class checking. Maybe to check for... Okay, disguising as enemies, spy, and sniper. So they know Sage J is on spy, but not checking soldier, so they don't know Kantz is on battalions quite yet. They're going to have to spot that first. As immediate off-class checking. At this point, Sage J knows that they know, meaning... Oh my god.
Oh, it almost works.
The butter knife gets a little
bomb.
bit of damage. The soldier almost gets the pick.
Wow, I think he backed up into him. That could have been a stab.
Just turned around in time.
Yeah, that was well played with the soldier bomb, but unfortunately to no avail.
Ooh, and Kotz is getting some valuable spam here on the counter sack aggression with this banner. And actually Uber gets popped. Ooh. If Kotz gets a banner charge here, which... Ooh, Kotz might be dying here, actually. Trades out. Okay, this is bad. This is looking like a push out for GG Go Next. So they do have this full
a back tap attempt, because I know, like you said, or just anyone in refugees really likes to go for these. The last time they played.
Sage J offering up his shadow to the bridge. Actually, gets checked by IDARE. And Kotz is sniping, actually. Still rolling out, so not in position. Will maybe be peeking window? No, we'll just be backing up. They already have the point here. Sage J will be getting the forward spawn, so they can properly set up a disad hold here on mid with the sniper.
I don't think they're going to take it. I think they're just going to say that it's even.
That's understandable. You don't want to like risk things too much. Because a costly mistake on your own too could translate into a round. But now the Kotz sniper has a decent timing, and there goes IDARE. So immediately, that opens the door for deeper pressure somewhere.
Yeah, this is a really good spot to snipe from. Well,
just going for a peek on the soldier.
Lower, actually.
Going window alongside a soldier bomb. Ooh, and S, I think... Oh my god, Foxy didn't use... S had just a fantastic bomb there, but Foxy ends up living. Kotz is still alive on sniper, and I gotta love the sack while the sniper peeks, just because you know that makes the sniper play that much better, I guess, as long as like they're protected. Although the soldier sniping means they're down a lot of spam when they sack S in.
Yeah, that's true. We saw a similar attempt with the Sage J spy. Kind of as the soldier sacks get your off class to also do something, but Carson's gonna die here in Saw. They lose a sniper and a soldier, so I assume this will be a further stalemate, but it looks like
is very weak. Yeah, they want to take it in. Taking the exchange. Better Uber. Well, a longer Uber for GG Go Next, but positionally, Refugees is giving up positioning here. Backing up. Okay, the re-aggression is in now. IDARE is very weak. Does get cleaned up by Sage J. And, oh my god, the re-collapse. All these players are dying for GG Go Next. Losing 3 in the blink of an eye, and the flank is in. The flank is wrapping. They get the medics.
From Kotz.
Ooh, Rain is in. Cheese actually just gets...
Yep, this should be around.
Yeah. Those long Snakewater timers means only 3 spawners. People are on it. Yeah, the spawners can't even make it to point in time. Wow.
Yep, super well played from Kotz. Once you have the fight won, number one priority there is to make sure their medic does not get out. And that is exactly what happened. And getting that kill basically ensures you the round win. and huge collapse from not only him but really everyone. You know, you see a lot of teams kind of just get happy and sit on the point to capture, but aggressing and getting those kills is huge.
For a second there, I thought I heard a quickie bomb, but nope, it is not. This is not a roam game. Meg is not here. So we are looking at a new mid, immediate bomb in from iDare, followed up by Pop.
Kills.
In the meantime, yeah, both of refugee soldiers died for no value, and Earl died as well to the iDare bomb. So refugees, you've been here before. Time to get back to last. Nice little pick on the retreat, but yeah, they are already on 2. With spawners, maybe with that pick you think about fighting, considering they are capping a guy on mid. But it's inherently risky.
Sir is in underneath the point. Yeah, he's
is. Oh, and Sage dies. Anyway. The health is really bad on refugees. This might be very costly. That just like that, they lose 3. Again, a fight you can take, but you can see just how risky
S is in on the demo from behind.
Ooh.
That's a
does
huge
get the demo,
pick.
but they're already on point.
They do have an Uber to stop this.
Uber on the Pootis. It is an exchange. So this is actually looking like a hold, because you get your spawners in 3 seconds. Lancaster's kind of weak, though, so it's hard to call the post. As Rain does kill the heavy, but gets traded out. Maxi does die. Bomb in from iDare. Does get traded. Man, these teams love trading, I've noticed.
Yeah, that looked like it could have gone either way for a second, but yeah, getting that heavy on the point with Uber, a better Uber at that, that should be enough to hold last for refugees, and they're not even going to try to peek second. They're happy with just building their ad on last for now.
We do have a sniper on Rain, who seems to be going towards window. Will be peeking window now. Has not been spotted yet, but no one's really in the sight line. The timing was just not there, unfortunately. And yeah, it's ad for refugees, about 40 to work with. So they're at 80% now. They can start moving wherever they'd like to go. Looks like they will be coming Saw.
Yeah.
Lycaser just peeking it. That is the flank scout. At this point, the combo has rotated over. They are drying through Saw. And looking like
a soldier, still no sack.
Oh, Sniper gets the shot. Where is... Oh, I think... Rain was in Saw. That is a nasty sniper angle, actually, on mid. In any case, they do successfully dry the point, but at this point, Ubers have evened out, so not much else to do except sack. And at this point, defensively, this sniper is more of a liability than an asset, I would say. Of course, you can't pressure lower really at all, but
this is in.
The sniper is a target for, oh my god, landed on Foxy's head, but unable to connect any other rockets. And that's a double soldier sack.
Yeah, not a bad sack. That looked like Foxy's either gonna get dropped or forced from COTS on the second bomb, but I don't know, I think he just kind of awkwardly surfed somewhere and couldn't connect on the last rocket. And Go Next is pretty deep. It looks like they're swapping positions.
They just wrapped.
Refugees going to second.
Yeah, they are backcapping. Okay, Maxi gets in on Mob, does force the Uber. There's no scout here, so it's a much better Uber. Well, much longer Uber for GG Go Next, but look at all these blue players just sitting here perfectly still waiting for the Uber to end, and then they just collapse. Foxy will get out, but iDare and Maxi die. Yeah, I just saw like a ring around Yard and Saw of just every player just waiting, licking their lips. Yep, in any case, those 2 picks into last.
And it looks like it's going to be working out for him. They get Rain and a lot of time on point. Carson's going to die for it, and that's a round. Gotta love the rat play from Refugees. He's going straight into second through Saw.
Yeah, and everything feels great for Refugees right now, but you have to be so scared because every map has been a comeback so far. So I don't want to like curse anything by pointing out that they are doing quite well. They do have some momentum right now, and also I bet my channel points, which probably makes them less likely to win. In any case, we are looking at mid number 4 now, as we do have bomb in from COTS, counter bomb from iDare. COTS does die for a lot of damage actually in the combo, but Earl dying as well. This is looking like a repeat of the last mid, only this time Lycaser dies on the retreat. Ooh, is Mob caught? Rain's going to try and cut them off in lobby. They are cut off properly. Mob does die, and yeah, this is very good for GG Go Next.
Yeah,
they have
this could be a round.
Yeah. Real good opportunity to get around here.
And something kind of under the radar there was Foxy hit a huge surf onto his shed, and that may have saved them the round because they're already going to be coming into last year with huge ad and even a spawner.
Yeah, they bombed through lower. Ooh, and Earl might be caught. Nope, the gun will buy enough time for Earl to get away, but no traps on point. And that is so much cap time. Losing both soldiers as well. It's hard to imagine this is a hold. They get the demo, though.
They're getting it. They're holding it.
It's just a matter of what Earl can do here as the only splash class left. It's a nice pipe, but Idare was behind him the whole time. And actually, as the last player alive gets that point, it's just 70 HP.
90 health was the difference there in that last. For a second, I thought Refugee actually had that hold. L came running out of spawn. And we're all healthy, but
by all accounts, with that amount of cap time and getting both soldiers that early, it just should not be a hold. But it was still like a razor thin margin they won that by.
Yeah, very close. And like you said, the lead already dwindling away for the third map in a row. So, and it looks beginning. Like maybe a not fast
double
mid.
Bomb
Just kidding.
In.
Double bomb in. Mob is dead.
Ooh. Both soldiers die for it, and S dies as well. It's 3 for 3, but Foxy's alive at the moment. But Foxy's weak and deep. Kotz gets another rocket off, and just like that, it's Carson versus two admittedly weak scouts. I think if Carson knew their health, he'd be more inclined to fight, but Sage J on the wrap. This is, that was actually very winnable for Carson, considering Sage J had less than 100 HP, so one pipe would have killed them. But in any case, like, you expect scouts to win that. So, gonna be actually like 20 ad here for Mob with the late death from Foxy. And Carson as well, just spawning. Yeah, no one is on 2. They aren't even so much as sending a sack. They are just on last here. And we'll see if refugees want to play this ad, because they could play this into last if they so choose.
I was going to say, will we see an Uber check? We have seen it in the previous maps. I just don't know how aware they are of this ad, so...
Yeah, they're hard building as well.
They might take this.
But they need to be, like, popping it as they're getting, which it looks like, yeah, they are. Okay, the gun is in kind of a weird spot. Foxy's going to be getting Uber. Okay, gun now goes down. But, yeah, you can see they are walking at you. Earl's actually still in. They lose 2 players, make that 3. No Uber gets popped from Go Next, and the remaining Refugees players will just be running for their lives. Earl is caught here. Actually, somehow, oh my god, and Kotz gets the force! Somehow, some way, these 2 players are just able to do exactly what they have to get that force. And Earl gets out as well.
They're refunding this immediately. That's maybe going in a little too soon.
Yeah, no demo though. Although Earl has to take a 1v1 against the scout, so maybe no demo for refugees either. As, yeah, the recollapse is much better here for GG Go Next. But keep in mind, still 30 ad for refugees, so all you really have to do here is not let Mob die. Idare is in on the case, but, ooh, Lycosur is dying. Yeah, this is just sheer aggression and momentum from Go Next right now.
Yeah, very well played. Just after, you know, that huge salvage play from Kotz and Earl, GG Go Next just regathering and taking not only second but mid, and even Uber's here. And
yeah, pretty much.
Wow,
ooh, actually,
is this an Uber check?
Ooh, Foxy might be caught. 95. Okay, 99 will be repopping, but won't be able to chase too much, I don't think. And Mob actually surfs to Africa, kind of isolated. And Earl with a nice air pipe there onto Rain. Oh my god. I think the flank as well just won their fights, because Idare is the only one alive right now on top of point. Hasn't been checked, so has the opportunity to, like, have a clutch play here. It bombs in. 2 rockets, but not enough damage to get Mob.
Wow. Almost a great salvage play there from Idare.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think Earl is just kind of activating on these fights, especially on second there. It looks like it could have gone either way, but big pipes from him and not letting anyone on Go Next get out, really.
Yep, so 30 on the last this time. Definitely a much better margin than, like, the 15 they were pushing on last time. So you still have to worry about their med getting if things go too long, but you can definitely comfortably... You don't have to focus the med first thing like you would on a normal build check. In case.
They're pyro building right now, by the way.
Yep. It's actually going to be about 20 ad. That's actually going to be about 15 ad. They are immediately crossing. Foxy kites up into the other side. No picks yet. Oh, but they get the demo. Sage does die. Uber gets popped. It's a pyro Uber, though, so I don't know who this could chase. But the positioning ends up getting Lycaser and Earl caught. Mobe will just get out with basically even Ubers here. Kotz is hiding under Cheese as well. And gets Maxi.
It's a scout.
Okay. Does not get air shot either, so you take that.
These Uber checks have yet to work from refugees, but I mean they're still trying.
I think they thought it was more ad than it actually was, because I think they stopped to like buff players.
They're just not getting any pressure on the medic, and they're immediately taking this refight into second too.
Rain dies.
Gonna take out Rain.
Trying to chase S. And with a
surely
pick
this
now,
time they know it's even Ubers.
We've seen refugees get around off pressure into last. But this time around, Idare is on sniper, so as long as they can like hit a shot on top left pressure, then that's just gonna stop things entirely. And Sage does get through. Sniper is spotted. Earl's peeking the sniper. They are bombing the sniper. Foxy dies. S is still in as well. And at this point, okay, you lost both soldiers. You can totally leave and play this full ad. There is no likelihood of Foxy getting Uber anytime during this push. Buff everyone as much as you want.
Yeah, that was honestly the perfect play. Just kind of pressure into last, make it look like it might be a dry push, and then just sack those soldiers in and catch out Foxy. And then also the willingness to back out and just play the ad, which, you know, you wouldn't think they've learned that because with all these Uber checks, but definitely the right decision. And they're coming into last now with full ad here.
Gun goes down. Rebomb and Foxy's just caught here. So they do get the medic to start. These players won't have heals. This Putis does not have a buff. And you can just play the spam game at this point. Sage getting a ton of damage on the heavy on point, and these picks are just getting drawn in. They have to stop the cap, and that's when the explosive classes with their smash damage just get to feast.
Earl gets a 3k with the stickies, just spamming point. That is a demo man's dream there.
Absolutely.
They have no choice but to collapse on the point into all your stickies.
When you just get to stand like sticky range away from the point, complete safety, and then just reload and shoot and just collect picks. That is what the class is all about. In any case, potential mat point here. Minute left until we go into the rolling overtime, as we are looking at a new mid. Again, the double bomb. Although this time Idare fades. Or, excuse me, Pup fades. Idare does commit yet again. Soldier for soldier trade. Maxi dies, however. At this point, if these players can heal up from refugees, it's looking good for them. Pup gets the timing, though. Nice little 2-rocket on the Mobe.
Pup, that mid was lost for GG Go Next. Pup making the perfect play.
Yeah.
I thought Mobe was going to escape that, but just 2 rockets from Pup saves them potentially the round.
Yeah, great timing. And enough players of refugees died that Go Next, they don't really have to give up second. So they will just be chilling on bats here. This should be
hiding in Saw.
It is hiding.
And they're coming Saw.
Oh, soldiers through window. They are checking. But that health bar vanished very quickly. In any case, that's their sack on mid. Idare dies, though. S gets traded out.
Like a Sir looks like he's going to go for it too.
Caught.
Or not.
Ooh, surfs a scattergun to get out. Very nice.
Yeah, nice play to live there.
And I gotta say, like, as far... it wasn't, like, too costly. And that stalled, like, an extra, you know, 5-6 seconds, which is valuable in a time like this. When you're, like, 60%, you want to be getting as soon as possible to stop hemorrhaging points as soon as possible. Although it looks like... Oh, Go Next are playing this even. This was still like 40 ad. They could have dried lower. They could have gotten this point. But by now, Mobe has this Uber. So it will be evens on 2.
Idare's just kind of awkwardly in yard. Looked like he was going to go for a sack. Maxi is in. I looked like that meant to be a double sack. But still, nothing really doing there for GG Go Next. And a lot of pressure coming in from refugees. Trying to get some space here. And yeah, nothing happening here.
Yeah, looks like soldiers were pretty weak, so no counter sack from refugees. So you just have Earl taking the opportunity to set up some traps lower. And we do have Maxi on Sniper. So we've had Idare, we've had Pop, we've had Rain, and now Maxi. Basically every class that would ever want to off-class Sniper or could off-class Sniper has off-class Sniper on this team. Now it's Maxi's turn. We'll see what they can do. Starting off with a nice shot onto Kotz that does get cleaned up is a fantastic start. And has his shot onto Cheese. Lycaser getting pinned down.
They're taking all the space in the Saw.
Oh, and the Soldier's coming to fight Lycaser behind. Although S just gets...
Oh, S gets 2!
Oh my god. The Sniper and the Demo. Pup dying in Cheese. And suddenly, you gotta leave mid.
That looks like it was just a sack for the Sniper, and it turned into S somehow also getting the Demo. But Idare gets a force! Once again with a crazy salvage play. And now, with all the respawns for GG Go Next, they have full ad.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Refugees have time to set up some type of disad hold. We do have Kotz. Actually, okay, no, it isn't going through the exact same play, but is Deep Saw. Just spamming. Will be retreating Saw. It's Lycaser posture towards Kitchen. And, oh, it looks like, oh, they're shoving behind.
Oh, here we go again.
Look at this. Refugees are wrapping to 2. And they are, like, actually kiting the Uber by doing this. But if this fight doesn't work, they wipe because they have no way out. And that's kind of looking what it's like.
This is bad.
Now Earl is caught in next. Yeah, that was a very risky play. Because, sure, like, I can understand as far as, like, you're kiting an Uber. So, you know, why not, instead of kite out your side to retreat to safety, you kite behind them to try and backcap. And if you win that fight, you can just win the round. Oh, and Kotz is going for the little taunt around the corner thing again to get the timing. And, yup. Fantastic. Kotz is really showing the value of using the director's vision just to spot around corners like that.
No, I gotta add that to my bag. I didn't realize it was a silent taunt, so
yeah,
that was genius.
The refight on 2, though, is not looking too great as they lose 3. I mean, Foxy died, so no heals, so it's not like any of these players are in a position to push last. But, yeah, it's going to be ad for Mob, so they're going to be able to push off of last at some point soon, being at 70% now. We'll see how they choose to do that. As Pup actually on Spy, and this is a nice Spy timing for sure.
Yeah, it's always risky pushing on your own last with 6 enemy players alive, but
yeah,
I mean, you got to with this big ad, and could see a backup here. Pup is going behind
and yeah, they are not leaving a guy on
in.
last. And Earl dying in the front lines, yeah, this is just around. Bow Scouts are coming back to try and kill this Spy. Lycaser does stop the point in time. Oh my god,
they stop it.
They somehow hold. But
still, they're going to be pushing into last here.
Yeah. Well, actually, they still have Uber. They never use. They tried to dry. Uber gets popped. Counter Uber gets popped. 3 seconds until spawners. This is looking not catastrophic. Now, it could go either way. Uber's about to end, and there's a lot of stickies on this point. They do get debt to nothing, though. And look at Foxy and Carson just on the low ground. They're getting cleaned up. And, oh my, that was a miracle hold from Refugees.
That was super well played from Refugees. I mean, that went from a Pup backup for sure to a win. Yeah, Pup fighting here.
Oh, gets spotted now.
And
oh, look, it's Mob. Man, and these soldiers from GG Go Next, when all hope is lost, just find the perfect moment to clean up Mob.
Keep trying to compliment some team play from one of the teams, and before I can say anything, there's a soldier salvage play. It seems like every time.
It might be S this time around.
S is hiding in
Cheese. Wasn't spotted, I don't think. Is wait, okay. I think Carson knows, and this would be a very late death if S still goes for it.
He still goes.
Oh, yeah. That is tough. Because keep in mind, this is disad on last. I guess Foxy doesn't have yet. Maybe S is going to spawn in time for the push. So we do have Sage J on Sniper. Pretty forward on... Oh, peeking lower, actually. That's definitely a reaction time check. But it can be... It's a sightline people just cross, hoping you miss. In any case, they actually use through top left. And find the gun. Gun's living for a little bit here. Does go down, and they lose both scouts.
The collapse is in.
Oh, and this is just looking like a hold.
Wow, full ad, and they do not convert. You hate to see it, but...
Yeah, I don't think there was any spotting either. It didn't seem like... Yeah, it's looking like we're at a pause right now. Yeah, I don't know if there was any spotting into last. They kind of just ripped one through top left, which is not a door you typically expect to be popping through necessarily. Maybe like to take space or something, but it's like a far way off from where you expect a sentry gun to be or where you expect their combo to be.
I think that's S. So we got
Yeah.
an S disconnect.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean the sentry living for that long, you're not getting any kills and you're not getting any point time.
And then both scouts dying
Perfect
on the
recipe
point, like
for
that's just nailing the coffin.
Yeah, you're not going to convert that. So a good hold by refugees there. Pulled
True.
this ad, and Mob also lived. So huge ad and player advantage for refugees.
Absolutely. So as it's going right now, Pup is probably going to die in lobby. Oh, little repause to let the player back in. Yeah, as long as Earl has a sticky and pulls it out right now, Pup is dead. And
is this pipe hitting?
This pipe doesn't seem to be hitting. Yeah, there's no way this pipe is hitting. And then Carson and Foxy are just getting out of there. So it should be a free second point for refugees, and then add into mid. And then depending on how fast into mid, although knowing how their mid drives have gone, there's just going to be some random soldier that gets the force.
Yeah, but, exactly.
We'll see.
Yeah, just a really good hold by refugees there. And it looks like I can't see the respawn timers with my HUD, but I don't think there's going to be any contention on second, so...
Yeah, certainly not.
Looks like probably a force on mid for refugees to a leapfrog for GG Go next. That's my prediction.
And we are going now. Pup does go down. Carson and Foxy are out through lower. And yeah, capping 2 here. I don't know if these players are going to get denied because, yeah, okay, 2 of them get spawned. 3rd one gets denied. So that's a pick to try into mid with. They have this Uber already.
It looks like they want to come in lower and through kitchen. Pretty deep in kitchen already, and they use... And I don't think they're going to catch out really anyone. Yep, 0 kills for the Uber from refugees. And now Uber advantage in favor of GG Go next.
Yep. Not the end of the world. I mean, as long as you don't like lose anything, you're still just getting the point. You're still putting the ball in their court. And if you're building well, then long term you might be able to like hold that point if things even out.
He's unaware that they were in saw behind him.
Very classic soldier trade, and yep. We saw the flip, now it's time for the flop as GG Go next just pop through themselves. Although this time they aren't getting... There's a flank shove, actually.
Yeah.
S is on second. Lycus already died, so they actually get both flank members. And now... They already used their Uber, but they're certainly going to be able to get this midpoint off those picks. Although this time, Mope's been building, so they're pretty close to getting. They might actually be able to pop and stop this cap. No, looks like they will be... Oh, that's where the pause was. That's an unfortunate time for a player to disconnect. Because there was definitely a nice timing play there.
Yeah, and here they come in from lower, and a scout going to go into saw behind them. And Mobe is doing a good job of milking this. The back cap is in.
Wait, Foxy has Uber. I think the Uber pause bug happened.
Wait.
I don't think this is too costly, because things were going to be close to evening out anyway. But I think that's broken and needs to be fixed. Yeah, that's weird. In any case, it's an exchange on second. I really hope that refugees didn't take this expecting it to be ad. I truthfully didn't know what the numbers were, but I just knew that Foxy would not be having Uber when the pause ended. In any case, both teams lose both soldiers, so it will just be resetting to evens here on second. So maybe a squandered opportunity to a potential bug from refugees, but nothing so costly that you'd be like mad about it. Ots is rolling out on Spy. One thing I do like on the Spy actually is disguising as the friendly sniper to show them the sniper.
Oh, yeah.
And make them think you have one class, and then any like weird things of like not sacking that you're doing starts to make more sense in the context of having a sniper.
Yeah, and the longer this goes on of no pressure, the more fishy GG Go Next is going to be that there's a spy behind them.
When COTS is actually... this is where Cloak and Dagger sucks, though. Because, like, you want to be getting in position as soon as possible. And I feel like you get more timings as well when you get to... Oh, my God, but the spy...
And he gets a stab anyway!
Oh, my God. The spy was, like, completely unnecessary to the S-Sack, but nice little backstab for, like, 50 damage on the med. They lose 3 for it, though, so mid is looking takeable for these remaining players. And Idare behind might be able to get some value. Actually, meets a spawner and might be going down, as all these players are quite weak from Go Next.
Maxi.
Rat from Maxi. Ooh, but they're getting cleaned up this time. 3 picks just like that, back to back to back. And not only is mid held, but it's already been capped, so like 2 is now very free. And depending on how fast you are, you can potentially push last to take this Uber in before they're spawned. Keep in mind, no sentry gun because these scouts are dead. Yeah. Only a sniper up on Pup, but not fast enough to get any type of shot in.
They're in already.
Milking through.
Should be no chance of
Maxi goes down.
Uber.
They're ending in a weird spot, but with a pick, it might not matter. Pup might be next to fall, actually. Trades out. Foxy dies, though. It's a cleanup.
That's scam.
It's really just up to Carson. And, yeah, for some reason I had the feeling that refugees were just gonna get more rounds. It was not that close.
You hit the nail on the head with that prediction.
Not that close round-wise, but obviously still back and forth.
Well, that is the series in favor of refugees, and they will be moving on to the grand finals against the 1 seed, who I cannot remember their team name.
Believe it is Tara Resume, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, so they definitely earned their spot there by running it back and winning against the team that they lost to and got knocked into lower bracket finals by. So that's definitely something to look out for. We do have some logs to look at as well. And again... So this time around, Mob, this is actually the exact same death stat line from Metalworks, I believe, with Mob dying 6 times, Foxy dying 14, which again, a massive, massive like shift leaning towards one team when your meta is just living more, but also getting 4 kills, like almost going even on Medic.
Wow, I did not realize that. Yeah, that I think you're right. That was the exact same death stat line for both Medics, except last game was a 5-4, this one was a 5-1, so... That being more apparent in this matchup here. And big shout out to COTS there, top damaging the server on Roamer. Don't see that very often, but very big plays from him too. It wasn't just meaningless damage. I mean, bunch of salvages from him, and honestly, the soldiers from Go Next as well had a lot of good salvage plays. But
yep.
Wow,
and as per usual, the Sage J Rain top frags. As we expect. Yeah, I don't know what else there may be to talk about here. That was a very exciting series, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those where you just love to see the map 3. There's some, like, no shade to anyone, but, like, there's some series where it's just like, okay, this is a lot. It's, like, hard to handle. But I was losing my voice, losing focus, but I still just wanted to see more. Very exciting series from these 2 teams.
Yeah, really fun to watch. And like I said, I think if these teams played 10 maps, it would be 5-5. But
yeah,
like last time they played, it was GG Go Next day. But today, it is the refugees who live on.
Yeah, so I guess look out for them in grand finals, which I assume Fireside is probably casting. If not Fireside, then that would be because RGL is casting it. But it is a match that will be covered, so look out for that. Yeah, I don't know about anything else. We may as well close off with the merch shout out as well. Check that out, ! Merch in chat. Get some nice embroidered Fireside cast designs. They're very nice, very comfortable. I have some myself. Yeah, with that though, Throne, any shout outs from you?
I did this last time, but shout out to both these teams for putting on a show. Really good game. Love to see it. And shout out to the Darkness and the Chicken Heads and the Corn Ducks. All my boys out there. Shout out to you. But yeah, hell of a game. What about you, Rumpus?
As always, I just shout out production. Tonight it was Dr. Underscore. So thank you for that. And yeah, thanks to you for a fun cast. Shout outs to these teams for a fun series. Just kind of duking it out, not holding any punches. And shout outs to the glass of water I'm going to go pour and drink so that
Dude,
my
I've been
throat
so
stops hurting.
thirsty this whole time.
Yup.
I cannot wait to get a water.
All right, then, folks. That's going to be all from us tonight. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, stay tuned for closing out some playoffs coverage with all sorts of divisions that have yet to close out. Have a good one, folks.